Rory and Mal, 4-whole city tour. We'll be in Toronto on October 12th, Los Angeles on November 5th, London November 17th, and back in New York City December 1st. Get your tickets now, NewRoryNMal.com.
Mm-hmm.
These are exclusive tour tees that will only be available at our live shows this year. We also have our regular merch available as well there. But if you come to our shows, you get this shirt.
Only at the show.
And your girl, boy, or they can all walk with their hips like that in the shirt.
Limited edition.
NewRoryNMal.
Someone's got to tell Rory and Mal that their show is like not it at all. Like it's so cringe listening to Rory like be the token white guy and do his like trash Bill Burr impression. Like, and I mean Mal like with like the fat vegan stuff. Like, okay, no. Like, you can't be a fat vegan. It's just like, no. Julian guy, I mean, he's fine, but like, ew. Like, I'd much rather look at Julian than listen to him talk. That, like, this weird, drawn out, like, draggy, like, hipster, like, who gives a fuck? And Demaris just wants to be liked. She just really wants to be liked, you know? Like, what has being a likable, polite black woman, like, actually gotten anyone? It's like, yeah, the voice is a little like, I'm sorry. You guys are cool. But the Rory and Mal show fucking sucks.
That was our sister in Christ, Azaelia Banks, giving us some encouragement to get this podcast started off right.
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Thanks, Azaelia. Sometimes you just need like some encouragement.
Yeah.
You know, look yourself in the mirror and get an honest opinion. And what a better one from Azaelia Banks.
Seems to be a lot of honest opinions floating around. It's funny how honest opinions can have like the effect that you don't want it to have.
Yeah.
Why are people mad at honest opinions?
Well, I'm not mad at honest opinions. I'm just confused sometimes. If the show is trash, why did you want to come on here and plug your products?
Ooh.
Don't see, now y'all are gassing me 'cause I'm asking a simple question. Because I like Azaelia Banks, and I laughed at that. I even put a little heart on it. On her story.
Oh, on the story?
You put a heart on the story?
Because Azalea's done this a bunch of times. Like, this is nothing new in my life. I just found it kind of funny. Eddin, how do you feel that you got left off the control disc?
She knew better. That's what I'm going to say.
Hey.
I think that's what it is.
She knew better.
Maybe next year you'll be.
She just
Literally
literally.
Oh, yeah. Next year? I'm going to get it. Yeah.
Now you know how I felt with
But thank you for the box.
Young Miami.
I got a compliment. That was nice.
I mean, I guess. Anyway,
Who cares, Julian?
Mal, how are you feeling? How did you feel about the rant? Do you feel inspired?
Being a fake
Do you feel like you want to give the craziest takes of all time now?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I want to totally just disrespect people in their craft for no reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
She says you've been eating meat in peace.
Yeah. And it's all the sugar you're being
Quiet.
I've been going crazy on like
on meat,
just downing bottles of honey and shit like that.
Hiding
That would
chicken
be
from
it.
your
That's
loved
your
ones.
cheat meals, honey?
Yeah. Just drink honey. I can't stop drinking it. And
Animal products.
just eating fucking just loaves
poo
of
motherfucker.
Wonder Bread and shit like that. Like that's what
Wonder
I've been
Bread is
doing.
sick. You make so much money.
Yeah.
Are all vegans skinny though? I don't know if that's true.
Listen, man, people, I don't know, man. It's just a weird time in the world. A lot of people are dealing with shit, and because you have a phone in your hand and can upload to social media and people can hear things, that's like an outlet. So it's like, sometimes you're just the subject of an outlet. I'm not mad at it. She said what she said. I mean, continue prayers to her and hopefully she's okay. And,
I thought maybe you would leave like a really long paragraph under one of her photos.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't. I don't. When I don't know. I'm a little older than y'all, man. I can't get into it. I can't go back and. I don't go back and forth with anybody on the internet.
Yeah, you guys shoot.
I definitely can't go back and forth with anybody. No, I can't go back and forth with women. I can't do that.
There's only one exception for you. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That's the only time you'll go back and forth in the internet.
Yeah,
But even that's not with women. That's always with like
that's
Lake and drama.
That's what a bunch of like. Well, yeah, drama and Lake, but. I mean, you just can't. I'm at a disadvantage a lot of times, man, because I can't jump out of who I am just because I have a show and I'm not a kid. This is not a character. I'm not.
Well, I'm indifferent with the whole you can't go back and forth with a woman. I think it's weird when men get really loud and disrespectful when they're having a war of words with women. I think that's odd behavior. But I think you're allowed to engage in a disagreement with a woman respectfully.
Yeah.
No, I mean, she gave her opinion on, the show, on us, and, I mean, cool. Listen, that's your opinion. I'm not great. I go further than that. It's glad to see you're okay, I guess, and, still Azaelia.
Yeah. Still like some of the products that you gave us.
Yeah, like, some of the soaps was dope. I could be a rapper.
Yeah. She read her copy.
But she, listen, man, it's all love.
Is it?
From me.
Yeah, is it?
I mean, from my end, it's all love.
Define love.
Meaning, like, I wish you the best. I want to see you do well. I want to see you happy. I want to see you healthy. I want to see you achieving all the dreams and aspirations you have, whatever you're selling, whatever you're creating, whatever you feel,
That is love.
love. You know what I mean? Success.
It's all nothing with me. I don't care either way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not negatively, not positively. I simply
I didn't
do
even
not
I didn't
care.
even hear it until y'all played it for me. I don't like that shit doesn't even reach my radar. Like, I just don't pay attention to a lot of
Should
it.
have added us, huh?
You muted her stories?
No, I just don't. I really don't pay attention to a lot of the shit, bro. Like
Elevated
it's just a bunch of. It's just weird. Like people, because somebody said something somewhere else, and now they're popping in the algorithms. Now somebody's gonna say something about you to get in that algorithm. It's
That's
like
the game.
I don't play the algorithm game, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't. That's just weird to me. Like that's like going outside and like people fighting, and then you go outside and throw a water balloon. It's like, yo, you could have stayed your bitch ass in the house with that dumb shit.
Is that what that correlated to?
That's a wild
I mean,
analogy.
it is. No,
It's
but
like
he's
it's
not
like
lying,
what he's
though.
saying.
You want
He's
somebody
not
to
lying.
turn and pay you attention and
Yeah.
then come fight you. And it's like, I'm not going to be the one to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy. It's weird, bro. It's like a lot of weird shit going on.
But I mean,
And then the thing is, I always notice is once all of this weird shit is over,
It gets quiet.
you go back and look at it and be like, why did I entertain that shit?
Yeah.
oh, that always happens.
So that's why I learned from that, and I don't entertain the shit in the moment. Like, it's in the moment, it's current, yo, the algorithms, this is popping, and then 2 weeks later, you like, that was corny as fuck. Why the fuck did I even jump in that shit?
I mean,
Like, I just can't do shit for the moment. I'm not one of those for the moment niggas. Like, I cannot do that.
well, critiques and exchanges and sensitivity was the theme of this weekend. I feel like,
Yo,
so we fit right into the algorithm thanks to Azaelia.
Listen, what happened to the times when niggas just listened to music and just enjoyed it or didn't like it?
There was a time like
Like, do you
What
know
do
how
you
many
mean,
people called my phone and, and threatened me that I better not like this Drake album?
All right, well,
That's funny.
Now, mind
That's-
you, I didn't listen to the album until Saturday night.
wow.
Like, didn't hear anything. Like, you had hit me,
Yes.
and I was like, yo, bro, I didn't even listen.
I
yet.
wasn't one of the people that threatened you not to like it.
No.
I was
not-
actually hoping you would come in here and love it so we could have somewhat of a debate. But
Well, back to that word love.
Love is a strong word.
Love is a strong word. But I will say this. After Saturday, when I listened to it, are we going to get into it now? You want to just get right into it?
we can.
All right.
We can. I also want to hear about the people that threaten you not to like it, though.
I mean, there
Were
was
they
just
dream
people
chasers?
calling.
Like, what,
No.
who hit you? Like, you
It
better not fucking like
No, it wasn't that type of threat. It was more so like, yo, I know you ain't feeling this shit. There's no way I know that's your boy, but you ain't feeling. And I'm like, bro, I haven't even listened yet.
Well, did they start
First of
saying
all,
that?
niggas set alarms to wake up and at 6 a.m.
That's crazy.
I
You don't gotta say niggas. Just say PJ and Julian.
No.
I
I
was
know.
asleep.
You
No,
texted
no.
me at 6:30 in the morning.
No, I
wake up
know.
at
I know a
6
lot of people that
Drake.
really woke up to download. I'm like, there's no way I'm waking up at 6 a.m. to listen to anybody's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let Drake fuck up my sleep schedule.
I'm not
I was,
doing
I was
it.
sound
no,
asleep.
So it was like that. I'm not doing that. And then I go back to,
I wasn't up at 6.
you know, when Honestly Nevermind came out and we were in Mexico. People going crazy. I hate this shit. This is trash. And I'm just like, yo, it just came out 4 hours ago.
Yeah, it hasn't even been a week yet.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just don't remember when that was like, I know we in a reactive time and everybody wants to be the first to say something. And, you know, everybody wants to be the first to say, oh, this is trash. And if you don't say it's trash, that means you pandering because you're going to Toronto this week and you ain't trying. I'm just like, I didn't even listen to the album yet. Like, what the fuck are y'all
and
talking
I'm already
about?
scared of the 6.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, what are y'all talking about? Like, I have nothing, like, there's nothing
The 2 times 3.
to talk about.
Well, before we get into the album, you would know better than me because for the most part, I did grow up in the social media age to some degree with MySpace,
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
People still gave music opinions pretty quickly on there.
Mhm.
But the time I remember before that, I felt like we ran to the CD store and gave a opinion pretty quickly. It
Yeah.
changed because you were also forced to listen to it because you had to carry around a big ass CD booklet, and sometimes you were just with that album
Mm-hmm.
no matter what, and
Yeah,
you
but
just grew to like things better. But there still was that in the era before us that people reacted quickly.
Just
Whether
more
it
in
was
person.
barbershop, whether it was outside, whether it was at school,
It wasn't
lunch
It
table.
wasn't
People
in 4
are
hours though. That's
but it's a change of climate.
Yeah, but
Now
it's
we
like
have
it's
social
just
media.
not everyone at that time had a
No,
megaphone
it's
in
just
their hand.
that's what it is.
Right.
Everybody
Now we
feels
can
like
hear it
they have
everywhere.
a platform. Everybody feels like they have a voice. Everybody feels
And they
like
do.
want to go viral. No, they do not.
It's not a field.
Everybody-
They do. If
no,
you have a
everybody
phone,
does
if
not
you
have
have
a
social
voice.
media, you
No,
have a voice, you
That's
have a
not
platform.
True. That's not true.
I feel like a meme killed Chance's album.
For sure.
That I Love My Wife video meme shit. I felt like that killed his rollout pretty quickly.
I mean, he did a good job.
So, and that was from a nobody. It just went viral. So, like, I kind of feel what Julian is saying. These people know they don't have a voice or even probably have the background to accurately try to critique something. They're usually just doing it so they can go viral, but they have a voice and somewhat of an impact for people that look at social media for their opinions.
I'm gonna say something funny. I remember one time somebody's album had dropped. I'm not gonna say the dude's name,
Rory.
but then somebody went on social media and was like, "This album is fucking terrible."
Mm.
So I hit them. I'm like, "Damn, it's whack." He said, "Bro, I didn't even listen yet. I'm just trying to start a fire online."
I believe it.
Damn,
That
I
happened.
think you Rory
Come
like
on,
that.
And
there's
I'm
always
like-
enablers.
But this is somebody that people would probably be like, "Yo, they have good taste in music."
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So when that happened, I'm like, I wonder how many other people do this.
A lot of people do that.
Mad
Because I could have easily went on Twitter and be like, I don't know, bro, this is kind of shaky. And I didn't even listen to the album yet.
till Saturday night.
You understand what I'm saying? And that would have gained some traction. People would have been jacking it like, yeah, this shit track. So I know that happens a lot because I've seen people do it. I've seen people say this album's whack and they didn't even hear the album. It's like, yo, the album just came out 3 hours ago. Like, have you even like brushed your teeth yet? Like,
Sick.
it's just a lot of weird shit. But I get it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, art is to be critiqued. If you're a consumer and you purchase something and you buy something, you have the freedom and the right to say, I like it, I don't, whether it's clothes, whether it's sneakers, whether it's food. Like if I order something, I buy it, I don't like it, I have the right and freedom to say that. That's another thing. So I don't want people to feel like, they can't have their opinion on music. Have an opinion on whatever you purchase and whatever you consume. But at the same time, understand what you're listening to, understand how long it took. It's fucked up because it's like somebody that took a year and a half to create this art and in 20 minutes it can be shitted on.
I feel like the hype around music is just not what it used to be. So I enjoyed watching a bunch of people get hype and set their alarms.
It brought us together for better or worse.
Yeah, I mean, I
Kinda
didn't,
like marriage.
I didn't
Kind of
wake
like
up-
marriage, right?
I didn't wake up at 6 a.m., but I thought it was cool that Drake got that many people to want to do that for music.
I gotta be
That doesn't
honest.
happen that often.
I laughed all Friday reading tweets. And
You were
text
up, Maul?
messages.
You got up?
At 6 a.m.?
You slept in like your Nocta Nike Tech?
I was asleep. I wouldn't know what was happening. When I woke up, we had war, Drake album drop. It was all kind of shit going on. I was like, well, shit, I got some good sleep.
Listen,
But I will say that it was entertaining to see people on social media go back and forth about the album on Friday and, have their opinions. Like, seen a lot of funny tweets. But let's get to it. So, where do you stand on it? Do you still stand where you stand at Friday or Friday when you hit?
When did you listen to it, Rory?
I listened to it on
6:30.
Friday
6:31?
around noon or something. And I listened to it throughout the weekend.
Cool.
Deadass.
Mm-hmm.
He said I listened to it around. I got to it around 1.
I mean, I had stuff to do.
Like, fucking hell. No.
Yeah, all right.
Wait,
Okay.
first of all, when I wake up on Fridays, regardless,
You just
I
sound
always go to new music, and like it's not just Drake.
You just sound like you were a little better than us for a moment.
Yeah,
I-
like,
And it was
Wait, wait,
only
wait.
like 6 hours.
I'm 100% better than you guys for setting your alarm at 6 a.m. to go.
I didn't set my alarm.
I didn't
That was
set my-
I
Julian.
feel like I'm better than
I
you.
didn't.
Yes.
I wake up at 7 to go to the gym by 7:30. So when I was up, the album was out. I played it at the gym. It's not really a gym music, so it didn't really.
He was
hit
up
there.
too. You know what I'm saying?
I see
It didn't really hit there.
That's cool. My first take off the first listen was, wow, that kind of took some effort to get through.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds very negative, but I don't mean it in that negative of a way. But it was surprising because it was the first Drake album that's ever felt somewhat like a chore to finish.
It's long.
And yeah, it's long as fuck. Pause. It's just too many fucking records. I can't even go back because most Drake albums do get better with time. Like they age pretty well,
Mhm.
and it takes a few listens to really get into them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to go back. It's like an hour and a half,
Mm-hmm.
and the middle drags so much that if you just trim the fat, I don't think there's a terrible album here at all.
Do you like Certified
But-
Lover Boy?
Yes, but I gave a critique of Certified Lover Boy. This makes Certified Lover Boy look like Thriller.
That's sick.
Well, I only asked you that because Certified Lover Boy is the same amount of tracks.
It didn't feel
It
like
didn't
it
feel it,
dragged.
yeah.
And here's the thing, like there is great records on here, but there's so many like duplicates. And I don't know, maybe that could change the more I listen to it. I could get into some of the records, but especially from like 7969, I love.
Love it.
Wait, you don't like nothing before that?
No, I'm gonna get there. I'm just saying, starting at number 7 was number 8 is where the album started to decline for me. Not in quality of music, it just drags.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
if you listen to Tried Our Best on its own, fire fucking record.
fire.
Great fucking record. But when you sandwich it with Slime You Out, Bahama Promises, Screw the World interlude, which is dope but so unnecessary, Drew Picasso, Members Only, I am asleep.
Okay.
Individually, they are good records,
I respect.
but you got to take out Screw the World. It's pointless.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
Bahama Promises is cool. That would be like a cool Lucy for Drake on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Pointless in this album. Like you should just focus on the same PPMs but the better records. You don't need Bahama Promises. You have Tried Our Best.
What Rory? What
You have
record-
Members Only. Why would you need all these other ones?
What record did he introduce the radio part? Because we discussed that it just seemed like he was mixing creative ideas and halfway through the album introduced a radio station that didn't exist prior to.
It was odd. Either commit to the radio theme or
He started the radio part at 7969.
which is what, 7 records in, 8 records in. Why?
I like
why
it.
was that the beginning of the radio station?
it was just confusing, and either don't have it or commit to every other record having somewhat of that radio theme to get into the next.
So are
So-
you saying that you don't like the songs, you don't like the structure, you don't like the sequencing,
The
you don't
theme.
like the
It's
art, the direction of the album, you don't like the what are you saying?
it's too many records that sound too similar. Like it dragged to the point where you can get rid of almost half of these and have a pretty decent album.
I hear.
It's just like, dude, you don't need Fear of Heights. You don't need Fear of Heights at all. You don't need the Yeet record, Mama Promises, Screw the World,
I don't know.
all the
Love that
parties you
either.
don't
Which one
need.
is Fair Heights?
The one-
Where he dissed Rihanna.
yeah.
You
Which
didn't like that record?
I thought the anti-flip, like I see what he was trying to do. And you can have your opinions on if it was mature, if it was corny, or if Rocky needs to, see Drake. That's you guys can decide on that. I just didn't like the flip. I just thought it was just a bad flip.
So you didn't like the song?
No, I don't like that song.
Okay.
All the parties can go. BBL Love can go. Gently, I get it.
You don't like BBL Love? A
I
great
never
interlude.
wanted to know if they loved Fred like they love Drake, or love Ed like they love Drake,
Sorry.
or love Greg like they love Drake, or love Sed like they love Drake. No,
All right, that's one part of the song. What about the rest of it?
unnecessary. I'm not saying it's terrible, but there's so many other slower records on this album. Like you don't need 15 slow records when you have 5 great ones.
Right.
At Polar Opposites, you could have just ended the album Away From Home.
Nah, you bugging. I'm not with you on that.
All right, so
Polar Opposites, it's not a bad song. Again, just unnecessary in the scope of the album. Like there's 10 other records that sound like Polar Opposite.
Yeah, it wasn't the usual go off on a beat outro that we love from Drake. So to that, I think we could do with that because it didn't. To Rory's point, it didn't stand out.
And Gently, like again, I get it. And
I don't
gonna
get
turn
it.
down a Bad Bunny.
I don't get it.
It was
If
funny.
Eddin didn't like it, then it's not good.
I can't get his Manny Pacquiao impression from the ESPYs out of my head when I listen to that.
That's pretty.
Like it sounds like the amazing parody he did for the ESPYs. It sounds like a joke.
Mhm.
So I did.
He did smoke that skit though.
Believe it or not, I think Rich Baby Daddy is fire.
Fire song.
That's
I think it's really good.
Super fire.
It's a
Song.
great song.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, Demaris is gonna love this shit.
What the fuck?
Am I lying?
You let your coochie breathe all weekend.
For sure.
I don't mind calling for you at 21, but I feel like Daylight is a better record, and you could just have Daylight there.
I agree.
Virginia Beach or Amen, pick one.
Dumb. Amen.
Amen too.
Amen.
I think Amen could start the album. I like the Frank Ocean flip with Virginia Beach. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's not necessary when Amen was way better and could have started the album out. Tizo smoked everything he did on this album.
For sure.
Tizo to me was by far the biggest highlight on here.
I feel like Virginia
Outside
Beach
of Sexy Red and it.
is the weakest Drake opener of every album.
Wait, besides which one?
No,
It's
just
the
any album.
weakest. He said,
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
it definitely
The weakest.
by far. It doesn't even feel like a intro per se. Maybe Virginia Beach would make better sense somewhere else in the album. It just doesn't hit as an intro, and I didn't really.
So
care
what
for
it
that.
sounds like to me, which is probably one of the things that I took from it. I said the sequencing to me could have been better. Like I would have shuffled some of the songs around and just the way it flowed. But surprisingly, I like the album. I think the album is really good actually. It's like out of 21, because it's 2 interludes, so 23 tracks, 21 songs. I like probably 15 of them. I like Virginia Beach. I like Amen with Tizo's crazy. I like the Calling For You record. Fear of Heights, I like. Daylight was okay. First Person Shooter's crazy. I Don't Give a Fuck With Yeet was okay. 7969 to me is crazy. Slime You Out, I knew it was going to sound good on the album. I said it was an awkward feature single when they put it out.
Weird feature.
Bahamas Promises, to me, that's a classic Drake sound whenever he can just go off on a beat. Tried Our Best, to me, is crazy.
Fire.
Drew a Picasso, to me, is some of
Best
Drake's
song on the
best
album.
bars.
It's a good record. I like
Drew a Picasso is fucking incredible. Members Only, Drake and Party is Mike and Pippin as far as I'm concerned with the songs that they have together. Members Only is fucking crazy. What Would Pluto Do is crazy to me. I like all the parties with Chief Keef. 8 a.m. in Charlotte, we know how we feel about that. BBL Love, the interlude, I liked it.
I have all the parties taken off in my track list of
Really?
how it should go. It was, I don't want to say a waste of a Chief Keef feature, but when I saw
Oh.
Chief Keef, when he put out the track list, that was the song I was probably the most excited about.
I think
Because I
that's
thought we were going to get like a up-tempo hard record. from Chief Keef.
Right.
And listen, I'm never mad at doing the opposite of what people are expecting, especially with an artist like Chief Keef. But like, he didn't give me what's on Yeezus? Drunk,
Yes.
Well, Hold My Liquor?
Hold My Liquor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the way Ye used Chief Keef in that regard is what I would have preferred Drake to do if he was going to go that route. And it was how long was his verse? Like 15 seconds? It didn't even feel
Very
like
short.
it should have been there.
Gently with Bad Bunny. I mean, we know what that song's gonna do, but not on this project. Rich Baby Daddy, we know what that's gonna do.
Fire.
Another Late Night. I don't know how you don't like that record.
It's cool.
So
It's very God's planish.
Away From Home to me is crazy, and Polar Opposites I like.
Oh, you really love this.
So I listened to the album once I got away from, because when we got, what was the single we got? Slime You Out.
And then 8
I
a.m.
was like, damn. First of all, when we heard it was For All the Dogs, I remember me saying like, yo, he's gonna give us that all rap, that entire rap project. Even though he said he never would do it,
Yeah.
I thought this was it.
All his albums since More Life have kind of sounded like a playlist to me.
But this one not only sounded like it, the way it sequenced, it felt like a playlist as well. But aside from that, I mean, it's a lot of good songs on here for you to take and put on your own playlist. So I just don't know what people, I think people wanted more rap, and I can agree with that. I wanted more rap, but Drew Picasso is a lot of rap. It's a lot of other songs, 8 a.m. Charlotte, a lot of rap. Away From Home, rapping. Polar Opposites, rapping. If you scroll up, I can see the rest of the names of the What Would Pluto Do? Like, there's rapping on here. Now, the music may be a lot of keys and a lot of, melodies and things like that, to where it's like, but that's still classic Drake rapping over a Bahamas Promises or a Tried Our Best. 7969, I don't know how you don't like that.
No,
When Tizo got, those will
No,
be
fire.
done.
You weren't listening. At first, I started
Though
saying
we may roam.
I started saying 7969. I like it a lot.
Leave the door open.
Tizo.
Night I'm coming home. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's just music, man. I like music, man. I get it. We want to hear Drake. What you want to hear Drake on Alchemist? Me too. You want to hear Drake on a bunch of hard hit boy joint? Me too. But at the end of the day, this is good music. It's a lot of good songs on here.
I mean, I didn't look at all the credits, but this album felt like the album 40 may have had the least to do with, and I don't know that to be a fact, and I could be completely wrong, and you could flood my mentions and say, look, 40 did every song.
Mhm.
Just saying, listening to it, it felt like this album was the least hands-on 40 has been.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
It's a lot of loops, a lot of regular drums. So when you say, yeah, of course, I would love to hear Drake on all his producers as well. I'll start by saying I would love to hear Drake back on the regular 40 EP production. Like, this didn't sound like 40's mixing. It didn't sound like his beats. Like, it felt like Drake grabbed a bunch of different beats from a bunch of different people, and that's why it doesn't feel like an album. It feels like a playlist. It feels like he was going through beat packs. And I don't think I've ever heard a Drake album that sounded like he was going through beat packs. It sounded like he YouTube Drake type beat.
It's you know, because and this is another way I listen to it. If a bunch of other artists had any one of these songs on their albums,
niggas be on it. OD.
This would be those songs. Hold on. Those songs would be the standout songs on those albums.
Sure.
So we're comparing Drake to Drake.
That's all we should do with artists of his caliber.
Right. So it's like, I understand that because we're comparing him. He's one of the greatest ever. So we're comparing him to his last efforts, to what we deem his most classic projects. But at the same time, we got to be fair. Like, this is how many albums, how many years,
8 studio
how many songs. Like,
3 back to back.
I get it. When I heard For All the Dogs, I thought he was talking to rap niggas like me. I said, yo, he's fine. He gonna give us, he's gonna shut these niggas up saying he can't really rap, which I don't know how people still say that, but people say it. And I'm like, this is gonna be the album.
I feel like that was y'all like
Projecting.
definitely projecting because
yeah,
when
for
I
sure,
heard
yeah.
that, I immediately thought about him dogging women. Like, that's immediately what came to my brain. Like, For All the
Yeah,
Dogs,
but cool.
and then people
That
keep
too.
asking for old Drake. He's about to start singing
but
about
that too.
taking bitches'
That's why I
Benzes
thought
back.
with Slime You Out and 8 AM in Charlotte, I thought we were correct because it could have two meanings for the guys that like rap and then dogging women out, which Slime You Out is about. I thought it was the perfect mixture of that is what was going to come here. And I just feel like that didn't happen. Yeah, the content is about dogging chicks out. I've just heard him dog chicks out better.
True.
6.
And I think, and pause, I think Drake, for the first time in his career, is being spread too thin. He's been on a crazy album run. He's put out 3 albums
3 albums.
in a very short amount of time. He's on a world tour. Like, he's doing a lot. And I think to the point of the sequencing of this album, he recorded a lot of this while he was on the tour.
Where's Kevin Durant?
So that's the other thing. Kevin Durant, I get it, gets the credit of A&Ring.
I know Kevin Durant did not A&R.
Well, yeah, so I get it. For the look, it's cute. Put your friend on the album. That's great, nice. It's obvious that Yachty was the prime person in charge or at the helm of this project.
Yeah.
And I don't know this to be true at all. This is me possibly spreading a false rumor. I apologize. This is very girlish of me. I did hear that this album was very much on the rap side, on the harder side, on shooting at other rappers side, and Yachty stepped in and we have this album now.
Okay.
That the direction did start to change once Yachty got involved. And I'm not saying if that's for better or for worse, because I did not hear any of the rap album that maybe exists. Again, I could be making this completely up. It was just told to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Maybe Yachty should have waited for the next one.
Listen, I
would have liked some rap.
But he was so involved on Her Loss, and it was perfect. Like, what Yachty did on Her Loss was very necessary and great.
Also, to your point, I wanted to ask Mal, after listening to this, do you feel like Drake is probably needs a break and is a little tired? Because Her Loss, we haven't spoken highly about enough. That album is so good. And I was like, all right, Drake is back in shape. He's good to go. This sounds like, compared to Her Loss, he's exhausted and he should take a break.
I'm not going to say that. I think that he deserves a break. I think what he did is we've never seen anything like it as far as just consistency and, just all over the years, just putting out great songs, great music, great albums, touring, features with other artists. Like, Drake has been, what he's been doing over the past, 15 years, maybe, is just, it's incredible. And so he deserves a break. He deserves some time off. Let me see what y'all listen to when Drake is gone. Take 3 years off. Don't put nothing out for 3. Travel the world, spend time with your son, have another kid if you choose to do that. But he deserves a break. Drake deserves to disappear. And, because when you get to this level that he's at, obviously you're fighting against your ghost, your stats that you put up already in your career, and people are holding you to that every time out, which is what they're supposed to do. But at the same time, it's not necessarily fair all the time, which is cool too. That's part of the game because your wins are heavily outweigh your losses. So he deserves a break. And I think that this album, you know, is he already said he's gonna take a year off at least, focus on his health, I guess spend time with the family and things like that. But he deserves a break. He deserves time to just disappear and let people just, you know, compare him to his what he's already put up, debated online, debated on podcasts. He deserves that break for. I'm not gonna say he needs a break. I wouldn't say that, but he definitely deserves a break.
I mean, I know we covered most of the album on the music side. What do you think of the content of Drake being at this point in his career, this age, this point in his life? And we don't know him, but this point in his life.
What y'all want? Y'all want Drake to get y'all 444? He's 36 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a while.
See, I don't like that take, because when I had and we'll get to the Joe exchange in a second. I had a review similar to what Joe said when CLB came out. And I said, no, I don't want 444 from Drake. I don't want a super mature Drake. Like, he's a superstar.
What would you want to hear?
Just a step above, oh my God, the girl that I met on Instagram betrayed me. Like, oh shit, seriously? You didn't see that one coming? Like,
Yeah, you can say that about anything an artist says, though.
What do you mean?
If any artist was to say that, you can say that. Not just Drake.
Yeah, but not.
I think you can.
Drake. Though.
I just think you can mix it.
But that's my point. I think he's held at such a different.
That's because he earned it. It's yes. He. What do you mean? Did he?
But that's what I'm saying. Is that fair for the consumers and for the fans to say, yo, I don't want to hear you talk about. Okay, so what would you like to hear Drake say?
Well, that's the thing.
Yo, I want to hear you talk about being a father. I want to hear you talk about getting married. I don't want to get married.
I don't think it's a matter of hearing him talk about those things. I just think it's a matter of maturing. I'm not saying you have a kid now, only talk about being a father. I think there's just a progression, like as your life progresses, as you become more of an adult, as you become a better version of yourself or a worse version of yourself. The thing with like J. Cole that gets mad, like he was the college kid rapping about going to school and I'm gonna get a record deal. And then we're seeing different chapters of his life as the artist grows, he grows, his music grows. Drake's, I think, to what Rory's saying,
but that's not who Drake is, though.
But it's just stagnant, and he sounds like he's kind of like hyper chambered in this like 25-year-old era of like, I'll buy the world. I have a jet. You're my girl. I hate you too now. I don't know. It's
and here's the thing. I'm not on the side fully of everyone that was saying I need the fully mature Drake. I just would have liked some balance within it, because the entire album is either I have way more money than you, which is fine. That's hip hop.
and true.
Way more money than you, or this bitch I did dirty, haha, but it's really her fault.
It's called For All the
Like,
Dogs.
I'm fine with both of those things, but balance it with some other shit.
Like what? So
Well, you don't.
other
Well,
shit like what?
Shit, even on Scorpion, side B, you get a Jaded, you get the content that's on For All the Dogs, but you also get a March 15th. You also get where he was at.
You get Blue Tint.
The last time I feel like Drake was really talking about his current life was when he was beefing with Kanye West. That's when I think we got the most vulnerable Drake. This isn't vulnerable Drake.
He's talking about his pool.
but
This is, and again, I'm not saying it's bad, but this is Drake just doing what he knows has worked in the past in the content that he's doing. It doesn't feel like it's actually happening.
What doesn't feel like it's
It almost feels like when I used to say, I don't think Future even pops Molly or does Percocets at all. Like, I think this is just the character that he puts out, and he's probably a pretty straight edge guy, but he knows it works. I think now that's the place Drake is in with his own content. It's a bunch of broad topics of
What did he
shit
say
that's
that you don't
working
think he's doing?
It's the same old, this bitch did me dirty,
You don't think?
or I'm richer than everyone. Whereas even on Scorpion, you got that content, but we really knew how frustrated Drake was, where he was at in his career. There was so much more content of the current state. And maybe that is just it right now. And as a consumer, I'm okay to say, not really for me, just too much of it. There's just a few songs of that content I will listen to. I don't need 23 records of that, all of that. If it's 23 records and it's a bunch of different topics, cool. But 1.5 topics?
But the ethos
I'm rich and she left me. Or I left her.
The ethos of her loss was in the same vein as what For All the Dogs is. It was just done better.
It was done much better.
It was done much better. Like, he's saying the same shit on her loss as he's saying on but it's just, you could tell there was so much more effort and I think collaboratively between him and 21, where they really nailed the messaging of that album, which isn't too different than the messaging.
But see,
on
that's
All the
to me,
Dog.
that's what I'm saying. I think Her Loss was more of a concise
Yeah, for sure.
direction. You understand? I think this album was something where he was like, all right, I'm on tour. The last show is October 6th in Toronto. I'm going to drop the album October 6th. I think he had these songs. I don't think, obviously, he was on tour. So aside from maybe the Sexy Red verse, I think that was probably inserted within the last 3 weeks, maybe. The Cold verse was probably inserted in the last month or two. But I think for the most part, most of this album was already done way before he even went on tour. I think this album been done over a year. I think a lot of these songs were songs he already had. And I think he was like, let me just compile all of them, add some verses here and there, and then put it out. To me, that's the difference between how Her Loss sounds and how this one sounds. Her Loss sounds like more tight-knit, him and 21, we know what we're doing every time. This one was like, I got a bunch of joints that's dope, left over, add some verses here and there from some people, put it on the album.
I think Drake needs enemies. And I think
You don't think he has enough?
No, I think he's creating enemies just to try to fuel
Content.
himself.
He's looking for inspiration.
Yeah, because if you look through,
He's creating enemies? What enemies?
That's not a bad point. I like
because if you look at after you get from like Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, what was obviously driving him was like any other rapper or artist. You're trying to be the best of your craft. You're new to the game. You have to prove yourself. That's enough chip on your shoulder that you can fuel. But once you get to, if you're reading this, the enemies come and then we get Views, which was fucking incredible. Then we get Scorpion because of Kanye. Like every time Drake, I think, has put out great music, he's had an enemy to fuel him. Like we can hear, and I don't hear, I hate the word hunger, but I don't hear that hunger in the last project.
He's put out great music since he came out. What are you talking about? He's been putting out great music since we heard him.
I agree.
That's what Rory's saying.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
you're saying he needs
You get So
enemies.
Far Gone, Thank Me Later, Take Care. You're on your rise. Like you have hunger just because you need to prove yourself. And after Nothing Was the Same, Drake proved himself. After, if you're reading this, it was solidified. And I'm saying we could have gotten more of a decline after that had Meek not lit a fire, had Kanye not lit a fire. Like Drake was obsessed after that. He would say he was obsessed after that. He's been vocal about that. And he hasn't had a situation where he's had to prove himself in a very long fucking time. That's why I said CLB sounded like a parody of himself, like he was just recreating his old hits. You know, Certified Lover Boy it's cool, but it is what it is. He has not been motivated, I feel like. And I'm projecting on someone I do not know, and he could have been motivated. But
Well,
there's been nothing to prove, and it's starting to show in the music because for his entire career, he's always had something to prove. And once he didn't have anything to prove, he then had to prove that he wrote. He had to prove it to Meek. Then once that settled, Kanye West comes in. Now I got to prove I'm better than the greatest of all time. Now he has absolutely nothing to prove, and it's in the music. That's where I think you just get content of just regular IG bitches, and I have a plane.
I think that it's to a point where he's been so good for so long, just like with anything else, with boxers, with basketball players, with teams that are just great and dominant. It gets to a point where the people want to see you lose. They want to see you get defeated. They want to see somebody take over that spot. They want to see somebody challenge you and knock you off your throne. I think that's where it's feeling like that's where people may be now. And I'm sure Drake feels that, like people are waiting for him to lose. They're waiting to see him
They've
stumble.
been doing it forever. Like
That's my point. So it's like for him to perform and execute and be as consistent and deliver, knowing that for at least the past 6-7 years, people have been waiting for him to decline or fall off or, you know, not be the best and not sell the most and not have the biggest songs. And year after year, he keeps proving that he's still the biggest artist. I think that this album is just a reflection of people saying, okay, if we're ever gonna say this is the one where he fell off, this is the one. And that's what it feels like. It feels like people were waiting to say, okay, yep, this is it. This is the album where he fell off. This is the album where, you know, when you saw Mike kind of like miss a shot and miss the playoffs. Like this is, to me, this is the album that I think people were waiting on to point at. And I think they're doing it prematurely because I do think the album is going to grow on a lot of people. I do think a lot of the songs is going to grow on a lot of people. Same thing with Honestly Nevermind. People hated it. Now you see people playing that album. They love that album.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this is one of those things. But I think that people were expecting a different direction, a different sound, a different, more rapping. I think people had their expectations that they placed on this album due to people like Yachty saying some of Drake's best verses is on here. He's doing some of the best rapping he's ever done. Like, we were hearing things leading up to this where it was just heightening our expectation. Like, okay, this is gonna be the one where we're like, all right, he rapping his motherfucking ass off the whole project.
I feel like that ruined shit too, though.
Of course,
people got to stop talking. Even people involved with albums have to stop talking about the album before it comes out.
Well, for sure.
But that's a part of them rolling out.
I know, but it ruins it.
Yeah, but for Drake, he doesn't need that. Drake doesn't need a rollout.
He doesn't, but he never needs a rollout, but he's also very good at getting the cultural consciousness and like getting everyone's attention.
Oh, he's one of the biggest artists. As soon as he announced he's in the studio recording, that's it. People gonna start anticipating the project. That's just the type of artist he is. I'm saying that because you place your expectations on what something is gonna sound like or what you think it's gonna feel like, and then it doesn't, that doesn't mean it's trash. That doesn't mean it's bad. And that's what I was doing when I listened to it. I'm like, okay, let me remove what I thought it was gonna sound like and just listen to the music. Mm-hmm. And I'm listening and I'm like, these are not bad songs. And it's some on there that I probably won't go back to, but it's a lot that I've been playing. And I'm like, bro, this song is, when I heard Drew Picasso, I went online because I didn't see nobody talking about it.
I haven't stopped.
And I'm like, yo, who the fuck? Nobody's even talking about this song?
Repeat.
It is a good record.
To me, I heard that and I was like, bro, this to me is some of his best rapping.
Okay, but all right, to your point, going in with an expectation, I can also say, all right, you can do the it's not for me thing. Just because it's not the rapping I wanted doesn't make it trash. I agree with you there. But I also have the right as a fan to say, I don't like this type of content from you at this point. And that's fine.
Of course.
It shouldn't define Drake as an artist. It shouldn't define his career.
But when you start to tell me why, you don't like it, now I'm looking at you like, so you're putting your expectations on something, and because it wasn't that, now you think it's terrible? To me, that's where
I can understand
fans and consumers go wrong.
But also, I'm entitled as a fan to not have expectations per se, but to say, yes, I would like maybe a bit more maturity from an artist that I've been listening to since I was 16. Mm-hmm. I'm 33. Like, that's not a crazy expectation to ask of an artist, but I'm not saying Drake has to do that.
People are holding Drake to such a level because he is as great as he is.
Yeah.
To where it comes with it. But it also becomes unfair on the consumer's part. Because we don't say, damn, I want Wayne to kind of change his content. Wayne been talking about getting his dick sucked for 19, 20 years.
What? On
every album. I never heard nobody that say Wayne is top 5, the greatest ever say, yo, Wayne got to change his content, though. I want to hear Wayne talking about getting married. I want to hear Wayne talking about being, we don't say that about Wayne. And I understand when you're as great as Drake, you're at a disadvantage because people expect so much for you. But I'm just saying, this is where somebody like Drake can start to clap back at consumers and people on podcasts, because it's like, y'all only find shit to say negative about me. I'm not saying you gotta love this project. Let's be very clear. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if you tell Drake, damn, I wasn't feeling this album, and Drake say, okay, that's cool. Tell me why you wasn't feeling it. Yo, I really want to hear you just talk about, like, just being married and, just like being a dad and, like, stop talking about IG bitches all the time. But every other nigga that y'all love do it.
Yeah, but
every other one that you call the greatest do it. Y'all ain't telling them to change their content. Y'all ain't telling them. When 444 drop, people was shitting on Hov. And then now they're looking at it like, yo, that was such a collectible piece of art because he really was trying. So it's just like
Basquiat.
Well, I can only speak for me and not everyone else. I do hold Drake at a way higher level than
we all
artists.
do.
So I've seen him give us mature content. I've seen him give us introspective. I've seen him give us fun records. I've seen him give us all this before. Now it feels like he's just giving us one thing, and that one thing isn't probably the best topic for somebody of his age, is what someone would critique in that regard.
He's 36.
But why do y'all think he making music like for y'all?
I don't think he is. That's why I'm saying I'm only speaking for me in that regard. To me, this is his Magna Carta, Holy Grail. Not a bad album from Jay, but that was when we finally were like, yo, we get it. bro, you're rich. You're talking about the same fucking thing over and over.
Damn,
The
that's
Basquiat show.
Like Magna Carta, again, not bad, but that we all at that point was like, all right, Jay is becoming extremely
He's on
unrelatable at this point.
autopilot.
And yeah, it felt that way. But because it's Jay, it's not gonna be terrible, but it's lower in his catalog because he was talking about one fucking subject the whole time. And that's how I feel about For the Dogs. It's not a bad album, but it is the same throughout the whole thing.
I just feel like this album is more like going to Target. I went there to get deodorant. Didn't expect to go get a beach chair. The same shit.
Was that
Is that a J reference?
was that a
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, you know how you go to Target and you like, yo,
Did you dig a hole again?
I'm just going in here to get some body wash,
Chair.
get a pack of t-shirts, whatever, and I'm out. You get to the register, you got Tide Pods with you, you got bottles of water.
Detergent.
That's what this album feels like. I went into it thinking like, this nigga gonna be rapping. 8 a.m. in Charlotte, I'm like, yes, Conductor beat. Conductor got more tracks on the album. Played it and I'm like, okay.
Benny X.
Didn't have more Conductor like I thought. Didn't have as much rapping as I thought. But there's still good songs. There's a lot of good songs. It's at least, for me, I'm only talking about for me, at least 13 of these songs I really, really like. At least.
Am I toxic for really, really, really liking this album?
Yes.
Like, I like it more than
I like the
I
album.
like
That
it
makes you
more than
toxic.
C.O.B.
Once you get away, like I
more
said,
than what?
C.O.B. I like it more than Her Loss. Like,
That's
once you
crazy.
get away, once I got away from what I thought and expected, and I'm just listening to the songs, I'm like, Drew Picasso, to me, I'm just like, all right, fam. If it would have just been that, I'd be like, I'm cool. Because he's Drake. He don't got nothing else to prove at this point in his career. He's just did a crazy tour. Like, he has nothing to prove. This is not an album where he's trying to prove anything. Now, again, as consumers, art is to be critiqued. I'm all for it. If you hate it, say you hate it. If you love it, say you love it. If you're indifferent, say you're indifferent. But what I'm saying is it's just not fair for consumers to place their expectation on the artist. And when that artist doesn't give them what they expected, they go to it's terrible or it's trash. That's all I'm saying.
It's also only
What'd you think of the Joe and Drake exchange?
What did I think of it?
Yeah.
I think this is a product of Drake realizing or making it public that he doesn't fuck with dude because he know dude doesn't really fuck with him. It's a lot of personal shit there. Dude kind of shitted on Drake on the come up. I know at one point he wanted a verse. Dude kind of never sent the verse back and kind of shunned him off a little bit because he was still young in the game. And I think Drake is very, he's one of the guys where it's like, I'm going to remember everybody that didn't lend a hand
For sure.
or didn't extend a hand, or when I extended my hand, they didn't extend back on my come up, because now I'm the big dog and everybody wants me to extend my. And another thing I see people saying is he was making music for like young people or making, I don't know what that means.
Oh, you're saying with Joe's comments, he's rapping for the children?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
He said, I want to hear adult Drake rapping for adult people. He's rapping for kids, the streams, the accolades. He's ain't trying to rap for me. And then he also did say, I accept that. But, you know.
I mean, again, I had a very similar take to this when C.O.B. came out, but I can understand the take that he's rapping for the children. This content could feel young. Which I applaud when the vets go and work with like a Tizo touchdown or the Yeet Kid. Like,
That's another thing.
like,
If he
I think
didn't do
that's
that,
fine.
y'all would say it's fucked up that he don't help none of the young artists. And he's been doing this.
I wouldn't hold that against Drake. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's-
I'm just saying a lot of people would though. If he was one of the older artists he's considered one of the older artists, even though he's 36. If he didn't reach back and give verses to the 25-year-olds and the 28-year-olds, people like, yo, he don't fuck with none of the young dudes. So it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. And them dudes ain't that young. Tizo, I think Sexy Red was the youngest artist on the album. She's 25. Tizo is 29, I think.
When we say young, like,
Tizo's
we know
30.
Tizo's been around for a little bit, but Tizo has arrived. Like, we're talking younger in career. And younger
isn't
and
that-
younger in the style.
But that's
of
not a
music they
stat
make.
for the biggest artist in the world to do that?
He is
To reach back and
No, I
fuck
think-
with dudes that's on the come up and give them
I
the light?
think, I think that's cool, but I also think someone could critique and say balance it out a little bit more, where the whole album shouldn't have the younger kid sound, the younger kid content, and the younger kid features. That is an acceptable take if there is no balance when we've
Who was
gotten
the
so much
younger
balance
kid
for
features though? It's 4 features on this album.
Yeah, but I think
That's what I'm saying. Niggas is just throwing shit at the wall, hoping something stick, bro. With the excuses of why they don't like this album.
Precisely.
Yo, it's too many young niggas. It's 4 artists on the album: Bad Bunny, Sexy Red, Scissors on there twice, Tizo, and fucking Yachty.
Oh,
J. Cole, Yeet.
Those ain't young artists.
But
No, what I'm
do you
saying,
think a
like,
lot of the
that's not what they
sound
go.
is young as well, though? Like
What sounds young?
I don't think the
To me, All My Life for Lil Durk and J. Cole is a young sounding record.
all my life.
That's a young sounding record to me. None of these records on this album sound like that. So what is this young sound that niggas are talking
you
about?
don't think the Yeet record?
the
sounds
Yeet record
like
is
young-
definitely like a younger.
I think Daylight, which I like,
that's my shit.
is Daylight's fire. Is on
Go
the other
ahead.
side.
Keep going.
Calling for You. Him and 21 do the younger sound very well, same way they did on Her Loss.
You think that was
But
her lost record, by the way?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do.
it's definitely.
It feels
Yeah, it's a throwaway.
What Would Pluto Do is cool, but it's on the younger side. I like that song, but it's on the younger side.
I think the content was more young than the music. The content gave young to me. I still think of myself as young, so I like the content, but I think the content gave young more than the music.
I mean, bend that ass over. Hands on your knees.
I like that song.
No, yeah, that shit slap.
That's probably the youngest sounding song in there because we know what that's
Nah,
for. That's for
no
the
way.
clubs. That's for the girls in the dorm room shaking that. Oh, they gonna go crazy on TikTok and
yeah.
that one.
But
That ain't for us, fellas, but that's for us.
I was going up in the sauna.
Yeah, that ain't for us, but that's for us. It ain't for us. We can't get jiggy to that shit.
Yes, y'all can.
Who?
You're not gonna do that in Toronto?
Shake my ass?
Yeah, you know,
Niggas will
letting
kick
that
my
pussy
ass in
breathe?
Toronto if I go out there twerking. You crazy? Shake my
But
ass?
not for Drake. She does
Yeah.
say for me,
Sexy
for
Red,
her.
yeah,
You
good
can
for her.
You have the option. You can
I'm
choose.
not shaking my ass.
It's like
for sexy.
it's like choose your own career. Remember when Netflix
No.
put that film
You-
out?
how
It was
about
like,
this?
You can choose what happens.
Let that
Got
pussy
you. How about
breathe.
this? How
It's like
about
a
you
Mad
shake
Lib.
your ass and I watch?
whoa,
Well, not you.
whoa.
Not you.
Oh, my
I'm talking about the
gosh.
girls that are dancing and making those viral videos. Watch them
Nah,
shake
it's
their
okay.
ass, and then I can watch. I'm not shaking my ass.
I do
But
wanna
that's
see-
the youngest sounding song, the record on the album to me.
It is.
Wait, you're saying
I don't
Sexy
think that
Red?
song, I don't think that song sounds
Yeet
young.
record.
Yeah, I see.
The Yeet record
Bounce
sounds
record.
young.
I think the
too.
Yeet record.
Yeah, but the
definitely-
bounce record is the, it's still.
Oh, I want to see
young
that
record.
song in a party.
Hearing
I
her
think
on
it's
a
great.
breakbeat was cool. That for Drake, and we haven't given much flowers.
Bro,
to the
listen,
album.
I know-
like that. He
I know
tried
people.
something new.
I know people want, and I get it. I understand, man. When you as good as this dude has been for this many years, people want to see the moment
16.
where they can sit down and say that was the moment he fell off. That was where the decline started. I get it, and this feels like their opportunity to say, "Yo, this is the one."
See, I wouldn't go that far.
Y'all think that the decline is just starting?
For Drake,
Mhm.
I can't even.
I think
We can't even
all
say
artists
it.
have
How?
an album that isn't up to their best, and they typically come back. Jay has had slopes. Nas has. Wayne has.
Multiple.
No, what
albums.
Like-
I'm asking is, do you?
You can't say Nas had a
you-
decline because he just put out 6 albums
No,
with Hit
I'm
Boy. That
saying
was
you can-
crazy.
you can have a
There's
decline and come
go
back.
back up.
It's been a dip. It's been
graph.
more
Like,
of a graph.
Listen, Streets Disciple was cool, but
Yeah.
it's nowhere near Life is Good.
Or
That's when he was back.
Okay.
I
So
think
on the
all
chart,
artists
on the chart, this may be the one people
With
go
on-
back to and be like, "This dip."
with
No,
I'm
with their own discography. Like
Y'all think that the Drake's first 4 albums? Y'all think that Drake has consistently gotten better in his albums?
For a long time, yeah, he did.
No, not for a long time.
You
I
might-
mean,
you might
as in
go back
his
to some-
first 4 albums compared to his last 4 albums.
Thank Me Later to Views is a crazy run of
going up.
incline
That's a run.
That's
where
up.
he continued to become a better artist. I'm not even saying just a rapper, a better artist.
up.
But what, nothing was the same was a dip.
No.
That's my
No,
favorite Drake album by
we're
far.
saying it's
Oh, you said
all-
to
he said
views.
to
Okay,
views.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
about to say, hold on. See, now we just saying anything.
Even in when you add in if you're reading and More Life, I love. I think Scorpion.
When you get to Scorpion, yeah.
Scorpion, I don't think is bad, but you did see a plateau.
The only
of some.
knock I
Drake's
had.
plateau is pretty high.
The only knock I had on Scorpion was a knock I have on most double disc. It's too much.
Too
It's a
long.
lot.
It's too long. Yeah.
It's too much.
Remember that prediction? That was fun.
Like the Blueprint 2, Jay-Z's Blueprint 2, great album if it was just one, to me. It was great songs to both. Take those, compile them into one. We don't have no gripes.
That's where I give Big and Pac their one up over everybody.
They were able to
They
successfully
have
do it.
2 double discs that
different
not
times.
a skip on.
Different
they're
times.
all-
Yo, y'all not fucking with Drew Picasso?
It's all right.
I told you the records that I
I'm
like.
not gonna lie, bro. I be starting to feel like
You're
I'm-
talking to us like the Twitter timeline.
No,
I have my critiques, but I told you the records I like, and that was one of them.
I'm just making sure, bro, because I sometimes I be feeling like I'm bugging the fuck out sometimes because I hear shit and I'm just like, yo, y'all not fucking with that? That to me is some of the best rapping we've heard from Drake.
I think you bugging about the Doja shit.
Did you try to draw one?
No, never tried to draw Picasso.
Oh.
Well, before we get off this exchange, this just felt like something that was being harbored for quite some time.
Yeah.
It was personal.
'cause I-
it's personal, man. It's personal.
No,
it's
that was in the
personal.
notes
It's
for
personal for a lot of reasons. It's personal, and I think that Drake, again, I think that he's been very. Drake is very observant. He hears everything, he sees everything. He may not always respond to everything, but he hears and he sees it. And obviously, in this situation, there's a lot more personal shit than people know.
Yeah, because what I don't think what Joe said was really that bad. I just felt like Drake said, "Oh, you finally said my name again.
It wasn't.
Now I could say everything that I've been wanting to say because they pretended to be friends during the pandemic and fake squash stuff."
Yeah, but
This he's been harboring this because
No,
he didn't
no,
reply.
no, no,
he
but
didn't
don't-
reply in the raps, and you know he had a bunch to say
don't do that though.
after the
Because-
7 disses.
Because in that rant, there was a lot of personal shots.
That's what I'm saying. He's been holding on to this and was
Like,
oh, well, you think Joe gave personal shots?
stop fucking 25-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Well, no, to be
What-
fair,
what that guy-
I didn't watch the whole Joe clip. I just watched like the one that went
to
viral.
be fair, Drake literally has a lyric in it, like he talked about fucking 25-year-olds.
Yeah, but dude can't be the one to tell Drake that.
Well, I think that was
I agree, but
See,
I think a
what
lot
it-
of people agreed with,
that's what
with
it-
Joe's take, but also were like, okay, but you were
can't-
kind of the poster child of that.
You can't be the one.
But maybe that's the guy that should tell you to stop fucking 25-year-olds.
No,
He's been through it.
no,
He was
Because-
trying to guide him through that.
no. Because
Don't
now
do
you-
it. Look
now
what
you-
happened to me.
No, because now you just talk. Now you just again.
Snitch on
You
yourself?
you trying to find a valid point to say why you wasn't feeling the art. You
Yeah,
trying to
instead of
connect it
actual
to
art,
the
yeah.
fact that I'm fucking 25-year-olds. Like, what does that have to do with the album I just put out?
Because it sounds like that's all the content is someone in their mid to late 30s fucking young
girls.
chicks from Instagram.
Drake can't fuck 25-year-olds.
it's
Of course
not.
he
It's
can.
not about him fucking 25-year-olds.
So that's my
talking
stop
about,
right there. That's the point.
No,
so
that's
why even say that? Because that means nothing. What does that mean?
It's
because
attached to balance.
if I'm asking for more mature
it's not.
music, if I'm asking for more mature, I'm not asking for more mature.
There's niggas that's giving you mature music, and guess how old the bitches are they fucking?
Probably 25.
That has nothing to. That's
He's not-
personal.
he's not wrong in
Listen to what I'm telling you. That's personal shit.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
personal dig.
That's personal shit, and that's the only reason Drake responded the way he did.
Okay.
Because it's like
I didn't look that deep into it.
I mean,
you don't have to look deep into it. It's personal shit.
You don't think that that could be part of it, but you don't think that Drake was possibly offended by what Joe said because Drake respects Joe's musical opinion.
I don't think Drake respects Joe's musical opinion at all. I think he made that very clear.
Well, in this paragraph, for sure. I think
he
at
made that very
a
clear.
time he did.
The bottom
he
line,
did. He made it a point in his younger years. He was there was obviously since this moment happened.
if you rapped growing up in the 2000s, you looked at dude as one of those rappers that he really be saying some shit. He got flow, he can spit.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with saying that.
of course.
And I think Drake will still say that. But we not gonna act like because I said that when I was fucking 24, that now it's like, yo, you can't say nothing to me because you was a fan of mine's on the come up. Yeah, I was a fan of Pusha too. Said that on record. I was a fan of a lot of you dudes until I got skin in the game and I became who I am. And now you niggas start acting funny and you niggas start talking crazy about me and you niggas act like y'all fuck with me, but behind these doors with these women, y'all kicking my back in. Not saying that that's what this is here, but that's what happens. I'm the young corny kid from Toronto. Nobody ever expected me to blow up. Nobody ever expected I'd take over the game. I tried to get verses from these dudes on the come up. Nobody gave me a verse. A lot of niggas shitted on me.
I think Drake got to get out of that. I feel like that chip is still on his shoulder, and he gotta let that.
It's no.
Nice.
It's only on the shoulder. It's only on the
sounds a
shoulder.
little easy,
It's
though.
only on the shoulder when you shoot at me on some personal shit. Because had this not that personal shit, again, you don't have to like the album. I'm not saying people gotta like it. But when you start giving your reason why you don't like it and now you adding personal shit to it, it's like, okay, so it's personal why you don't like my album. It has nothing to do with the songs. It's personal.
I don't think that that's fair though, because the entire everybody I saw talking about this album, outside of like the couple people I saw that liked it, said the same thing. That
No. In this, I'm talking about this particular.
I know, but what I'm saying is you saying that Drake is shooting like, oh, you're talking. This is why you don't like my album. No, a bunch of people don't like your album for this same exact reason.
No, but again, the personal digs that was in that rant, That's why he responded.
It's also, there's a difference between the collective of an anonymous not anonymous, but a timeline that has no connection to him as the person versus someone like Joe where they have a history.
Yeah.
And this, like,
it's personal.
If someone made a tweet, it was like, it's like you're in the room getting bullied.
It's
and
like, I know you ain't talking.
Yeah, and there's that one person that triggers
and
you.
we've all been there.
In this case, it's Joe. Joe was he's getting the aggression for everybody else that's saying the same thing that
Again, you could not like something. I'm not saying you gotta love everything that people put out, but don't start throwing personal shit as to why you don't like it, because now we're going to get into some personal shit.
Outside of the personal shots, which I agree. Once you go personal, all gloves are off. You could say, do whatever. Where do you stand with artists lashing out at media, specifically podcasters? Because Drake isn't the only one that's done this with multiple different outlets that get mad when you critique their work.
I think that it falls on simple shit like, yo, okay, you don't do what I do. So you never tried to do what I do. And none of y'all have ever done it as consistent as I've done it to the level I've done it. So if I feel like none of y'all can really tell me shit, I would have a great case to say, yo, listen, what I've been doing is working pretty fine.
But
I don't need none of you niggas to tell me how to create my art or what I should do in my career, because I've done what none of you have been able to do.
Hip hop is the only place where that happens. Because if you look at sports commentators, a lot of them never went past high school to play. If you look at certain coaches, they never went past high school.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that never got to the professional level or even really got on the field, but know how to critique it, know how to teach it, know how to, maneuver through. They're just not an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at any political commentators, they were never governors. They were never presidents. They were never any of these things that they critique every day.
Mm-hmm.
Why in hip hop do artists feel that is their go-to, that we cannot speak on it because we haven't done it, which I understand.
Mm-hmm.
When I went on my press run, the first thing I said was I started to feel like Skip Bayless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm critiquing all these people and I've never played the sport. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
critiquing Floyd Mayweather and I've never been punched in the face type.
Right.
So I get it, but I think that's very unfair. And I think it's healthy for the culture for outlets to be critical, but also praise and be honest. And I think that's just kind of what comes with art and entertainment. Everywhere else, athletes have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
They can shoot back like KD does.
Mm-hmm.
Artists should be able to shoot back, but they can't say we're not allowed to critique the music that they are putting out to be critiqued.
No,
I think it's unfair.
Art is to be critiqued. Once you put something into the consumption space and people consume it, people have the right to say and feel however they feel about it. So people have critiqued plenty of Drake's albums. He's never really, like, when Honestly Nevermind came out, everybody hated that shit. Nobody was like, a dance album? What the fuck is this? Like, people were going crazy. I didn't see him respond much to that.
And I'm also not saying that's exactly what Drake is doing here. I do think there is some importance of, outside of like the shots and the funny shit, of telling younger artists, like, don't let this frustrate you. If you feel like you're doing something right, don't take these critiques that serious. I don't think he's saying we can't critique.
Yeah.
But when younger artists see the biggest artists in the world shooting at podcasts, I think this is going to continue on. And I think it's healthy if there is back and forth between artists and us, but you can't have that mentality as an artist to say, you guys are not allowed to critique this.
But it's twofold for Joe, because to had 90% of this shot at him, he's saying you tried it, it didn't work out for you.
But that's most commentators.
Yeah, but like that, but it's specifically, again, just unique to Joe. Like, he's like, bro, and I think this is a lot of the criticism comes from, you never changed your sound, you never evolved. Your age, literally, your sound expired. It just doesn't happen. Like, people stop listening because people didn't care for that sound anymore. So it's like, who are you to tell me, someone that's been over almost 2 decades in, has had multiple sounds, evolved as an artist, done all these things, is obviously more successful. Who are you to say, have an opinion at all on the sound that I'm currently making, when your sound lasted this amount of years and is no longer even in hip hop?
And
I think that's what he's saying.
Sound political
without all the direct shots and all like the coming at the dirty beaters and the jeans and shit. I think that's like the crux of the thing.
That's just the cut ass. Yeah.
My point on this is going to sound sort of political. I think both are right. I think Joe has a right to his opinion about this project, and Drake has the right to reply.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And that should be able to exist within our media space, because it exists in every other media space in the world.
Yeah, but
So
you got
both people I don't think either of them are wrong here.
No, but again, it's just because it's personal. It's a lot of history there, a lot of, little back and forths, and a lot of the same women friends involved, things like that. You know how that shit go, man. It's just so when I saw that, I knew that was happening. I knew before that I knew that was gonna happen. I said, all right, it's gonna be a long reply. This is gonna be a long, drawn out thing. And again, like you said, two people can be right. But at the end of the day, you can't be mad at somebody sitting back watching people shit on them and not have a valid reason, and then giving personal reasons of why they don't like something and don't expect that artist to respond.
What do we think numbers wise? Not that I think numbers really matter for these guys anymore, but
yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's predicted to do between 400 and 450 first week.
That makes sense.
So, and here's a chart comparatively what he's done over the course of his career.
What did Mr. Morale do again?
And Big Steppers?
Yeah. I mean, his tour sold 1 million tickets, so I mean, who gives a fuck about streaming numbers at that point? But
295 and a half.
Okay. I don't know. I don't really particularly care when it comes to Cole, Drake, and Kendrick about numbers. Like, they're just going to be a reflection of the times.
Yeah.
Rather than who's actually listening and who's not.
Care about the culture.
But yeah.
Y'all didn't mention Cole. I know like they've been talking about it on the internet, but I just really want y'all to use y'all platform to talk about really how good Cole's verse was and how crazy Cole is. Like, I don't like y'all just glossing over that. Like,
he was the highlight of the
I'm
album.
gonna glaze it.
Oh, I'll glaze Cole all day. Like, Cole is crazy. Like,
he's also married.
I'm talking about
with kids.
Yeah, respect her.
He's a family man, Demaris.
Yeah, he is.
He has grown raps.
Literally talking about his music.
Very mature content.
Yeah,
I mean,
very mature. I don't know if you heard him lately.
Pretty insensitive.
He thinks he's like Muhammad Ali.
He ain't though, but is he?
He's nothing.
He's
like
not.
You guys think
he's not. Let's be very clear.
So you talking about in the
J.
rap
Cole
game, Cole is not Muhammad?
No.
Muhammad. He's the prophet.
Yeah. No, he's a very good rapper, very good artist.
So who's Muhammad if it ain't Cole?
None,
like
of,
Sugar
none of these dudes. None of them. I'm gonna answer your question. None of these
Sometimes
rappers.
the comparison doesn't need to.
Yeah, like
George Foreman?
none of these rappers are Muhammad Ali. None of them. But I respect the fact that he say he feels like him. But let me assure you, you did not go through anything like.
What do you think of the bust Drake had added to his doorbell of 21 Savage?
Weird flex, but okay.
Is that 21? Oh yeah, it is.
So this is the doorbell gate outside of Drake's home.
Mm-hmm. For all the dogs.
So
It's just like, what would make you think of doing that?
Yeah, it's weird. That's cool.
Listen,
though.
I understand Drake loves his friends and he's done things like this before, but like, I just don't know, like walking into the house, like, you know what is missing right now?
My home.
21 Savage's face.
Yeah.
what do you
right
think?
at the front.
Does it speak? Or is it like it's a guest?
If the doorbell goes 21,
You
then
tried
I'm all on board.
I'm in.
And I want to know, and I want to know how I can get one. But
Yeah, then it's worth it.
but if it's just his face, that's kind of funny.
Would you get a bust of Maul on your house?
If it said that's crazy, yes, I definitely would.
I like it.
No. Don't.
Because I don't even like my doorbell sound now.
If you do that,
Mad annoying.
if you do that, I'm going to your house and I'm taking that and
Put it in your
stealing
house.
it. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna throw it in the garbage.
Oh,
Y'all
Well,
think
then I
you
was
gonna
buying
rap
another
about it? All the bitches want to fuck Drake. Got to go bang out 21 first.
You thought about that all
yeah, you thought about that.
Yeah.
How I thought about it all.
You rehearsed. You went
I
in
mean,
the
it was
bathroom
good.
during that break.
We're not judging you.
And-
See, this is why Drake be mad when niggas say his shit trash. But then you try to get your balls. Well, look how you sound.
He did say.
That's why he be. That's why he be tight though. See, y'all don't see why niggas be mad.
That was better than the bisexual bar though.
It was.
He did say 21 the Addy, so the knife is on the gate,
All right.
which is an actual bar. So he might.
My shit was doper.
He also, I think he's like in that phase of like really living his, like he has to prove all those little like non sequitur lyrics. Like he has a line on the album that says, I use a Grammy as a doorstop. And then on his story, he posted the photo of that Grammy being used as a doorstop.
I like that.
And I wanted to ask you guys, of all of Drake's Grammys, not that we know every one he's won and what they were awarded for, but which Grammy do you think he would use to put on the floor to be the doorstop of his?
No clue, Julian.
Take me later. No, take me later. Take care.
Really? Your first? I wouldn't put my first Grammy on the floor.
Does he have one where like he just was a feature or some shit?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's his like throwaway?
Whatever Grammy he won with Kanye.
That's
Did he win one with Kanye?
If he did, I'm guessing that would be it.
Oh, you could. Oh, do
He won. Let's see. Okay, not Hotline Bling. That was a fun era. Maybe God's Plan.
No.
No, that's like one of his biggest songs
No?
ever, isn't it?
Damn, that's hard.
Maybe the one where, remember when they had to like basically beg him to come to the Grammy to get the award?
Yeah,
Like
I
he
forgot
actually
which
showed up and like they gave it to him.
He
Like,
only
that was the
has
first-
5. Not only, I mean, I don't sound like a diss, but he has he has 5.
Only has 5 Grammys.
Yeah, watch out.
Yeah.
One of them on the floor.
Well, it's actually insane comparatively to how many nominations he has.
I mean, that's a lot of rap.
Okay, so it's either God's Plan, Wait for You,
no.
Hotline Bling, Nothing Was the Same.
He got one for Wait for You?
Oh, sorry,
That's
Nothing Was the
that's
Same.
definitely
Take
the one
care.
he's
That might be it. Yeah.
doorstop.
Really?
That's a
But
great
his
record.
latest one.
But
yeah, but
compared to the other ones that Take Care, God's Plan,
the other ones are more direct.
Yeah.
Future and Thames are going on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, that's just,
And it is for
it's
best
a
melodic-
great fucking song.
It's for
but
best melodic rap performance, so it's like a kind of like a category.
That would be the one that's
Yeah,
holding
on the
door.
floor.
agree.
Like if it's holding the door open to the studio, then that's kind of like a
That's kind of cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Like, wait here.
like what
Wait
door
for
is it?
You.
Is it the door to the
Mhm.
bathroom?
He just posted a photo of a. He didn't specify where it was going. So
on that, speaking of Cole and that verse, I like the beat switch up, and I know him and Cole were trying to make an actual song, not just try to like redo Jodeci freestyle and see who could rap better.
Mm-hmm.
Was that maybe an excuse and Drake was a little scared of the
That
smoke
was a smoke duck. That was a smoke duck all day. That was a smoke duck.
Ducking what smoke? From who?
from Cole? Like that beat switched and he didn't have to do that flow. It was cool for the song, don't get me wrong, but he could have rapped.
Biggest the what?
I don't like
When y'all say
flow
ducking the
either.
smoke, he has a song with him. Are they
I know,
supposed
and he didn't
No,
duck
it's
smoke
not
at that
talking about
time.
beef. It's friendly
Yeah, no.
competition.
Yeah, the same way
Oh,
Jodeci
that's
freestyle.
why I'm like, y'all want them to, these are real friends.
I mean, I get that Jodeci freestyle was set up just for them to rap.
Yeah.
And this was more of a song.
Samari Louis.
But he could have rapped, like they could have done that on this song with that beat.
Yeah. I mean,
biggest
I still like the record.
I mean, yeah, I like
it's
the
a
record.
great record.
Yeah, the record is hard. But I understand what you're saying. If you wanted him to go, I don't know, you wanted him to rap like Mos Def. I don't know who y'all be wanting this nigga to rap like.
No, I wanted to rap like Drake.
Drake.
I love Jodeci freestyle. I think they both got off on that.
That song got them canceled.
Got Cole canceled.
Cole canceled.
I don't know.
Who to go?
It was some. It was
Go.
some. Because I feel like Drake's first verse was really good for song purposes. Then Cole went off, and I think on that last verse he could have just rapped.
Well, I mean, if y'all looking for more rap, there was more music that came out this week, and that was really dope. Earl Sweatshirt and Alchemist put out a dope project, Void Dyer.
Mm.
That's really dope. If you're looking for, I don't know, not Drake rapping.
Some Earl rappers.
I mean, you know, niggas want Drake to rap like, I don't know.
Do you think she loves Earl the way she loves Drake?
Probably.
Okay.
One and the same.
She probably love Earl.
Rome Streets put out another dope project, Noise
great.
Candy 5
Great project.
is out. So and I'm still listening. Nick Grant might have best rap album of the year to me so far.
Y'all gonna hate me, but
I'm not mad at that take.
are you still listening to Doja?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doja's album is crazy. We're not doing that.
Who has a
album's-
better album, Doja or Drake?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Maul, because you are loving this Drake album.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not doing that. It's just 3 days, man.
Glaze off.
All right.
I remember
Can I ask
when
you in 3
Doja's
more
album first came out, I came here and I was like, yo, I'm not mad at this. Like,
No, we
I'm
know. We
then
know.
the next week, I was like, nah, this album is hard. Like, y'all
we
tripping.
know.
And he said, For the Girls is a pop record. I still don't. Oh, Fuck the Girls.
All
That's not a
right.
pop record. That's a rap record.
Mm.
I suppose.
But I like this album, though.
I like it too, Mom.
I like this album. It's a lot of good songs on this album.
It's nice and toxic. How
We'll
I
see in
like
a
my
week.
music. How I like my Drake, nice and toxic.
So y'all all fucking with Drew Picasso. I just want to make sure I ain't bugging out.
I mean, it's good.
All right, cool.
Yes.
All right. I'm just making sure. I didn't hear that and was bugging out over what I was hearing.
We'll stay on music. Rory went to North Carolina to go hang out with little brother over the weekend.
Yeah, I definitely did. Like
What a loser.
Where Drake, where Drake was lashing out and like all the people that love the album were saying like, go listen to your fucking real hip hop bullshit. I did that this weekend.
Yeah, you
I
went-
did exactly what they suggested,
Listen to the algorithm?
and I went to Durham, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I went to see Little Brother. They had their block party, Big Crit, Cool Kids. Cool Kids were great.
Mm-hmm.
Great
It was a lot of
lineup.
fun.
Great
Dope.
lineup.
Yeah, it was.
Shout out to Lil Brother.
It was just a fun block party. I got to get my adult contemporary complaining off. Like, all right, this is how hip hop can age.
Did you tell Fonte and the guys, yo, I ain't gonna lie, y'all should like, we need like more like Drake raps from y'all.
I would say that to them.
Okay. No, but did you say it?
No, Drake never came up in conversation.
I was too busy
No, we were just like in
in Little Brother world.
No artist came up.
Oh, okay.
We were just like enjoying our weekend.
So the biggest artist dropped the album, and rappers that really rap were around each other, and nobody spoke about the album.
Well, when Fanta and I went to Waffle House on Sunday, I did ask him at that point, did he listen yet? But he
didn't.
No, he threw a whole event.
No, I get it. He got shit going on. I'm just,
no, it really didn't come up in conversation.
Okay. All right. I'm
Demaris.
just trying to see, like, don't selective politics
Trying
with
to gauge
certain
it.
artists and say, yo, you need to make music like this, and then don't tell other artists they need to make music like this.
Word.
That's all I'm saying. I just think it's unfair.
I mean, the Drake I love is very Fonte-ish.
Absolutely.
So,
Okay.
Maul came here ready to fucking defend his motherfucker.
he's been talking to me like I'm the timeline.
Damn.
No, it's not a defended thing. I'm hearing, I'm okay with people not liking a project. But when people start saying why they don't like it, I'm just listening like, but that sounds like you want somebody to do something that you want them to do. Like, not that they're not capable of doing it. Sounds like you want them to do that. They didn't do it. That means it's whack. I just think that's crazy. That's all. You can not like it. And I don't give a fuck who like what. I don't care what you like or don't like.
I mean, I could have brought up that Little Brother did just put out a 2-pack produced by Conductor the week before Drake put out 8 a.m. in Charlotte, and he happened to be in North Carolina. Like,
Stealing sauce.
do the science.
Doing the math.
So he did make an adult record.
Sure, 8 a.m. in Charlotte is adult-ish.
That was Daddy Goat.
Yeah,
Excuse me?
I don't mind that type of content. So,
Drake said, I'll cater to you, but at night you're a terrorist.
You like that one?
I wasn't feeling that.
He started the unrest in the Middle East.
Yeah.
He might have. His album dropped, bombs started going off. I ain't know what was going on.
Oh,
Not
my
flexi.
God.
I'm just saying, that's when I woke up, that's what was happening in the world. We were at war and, well, we were funding 2 wars currently.
Yeah.
And
Our specialty.
Drake dropped an album.
Do you feel like she has a guy, but you don't think he's a guy?
Wait, because I want to answer that.
That's the question you want to answer?
I ask it again. Do I feel like she has a guy,
Yeah,
but I know the guy?
but you don't think he's a guy?
Oh, you think he's a trans?
I don't know.
No.
I didn't do the science on that boy.
No.
I know she got a guy, but I don't think he's a guy.
He not one of them guys. See, you don't even get it.
Because I'm not one of those guys.
Literally not a guy.
I'm the loser that Drake is talking about when he says that he's making
Or
music
literally.
together.
Or he could be like, yeah, what's...
Or he's transitioning.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? This world today, we don't know. We got to throw everything is on the table here. He may be transitioning.
He's got low T.
Yeah, like we you know, it is what it is.
That would be an interesting perspective right after Sexy Red says shake your ass for Drake, and then you get a transitioning bar.
Yo, how do y'all feel about Candace Owens?
Fam, no.
Yeah.
What?
What about...
That's a loaded question.
Why do you like her? Because I know where you're going with this.
Did I say I like her? I just asked
I
how do
would
y'all
be
feel about her?
surprised if you didn't.
I love her.
Yeah, thank you.
I love Candace Owens.
Could have guessed that one.
I love Candace. But no, you know why I love Candace Owens? Because in every time I've seen it, now first of all, I don't agree with nothing. I don't agree with everything that most people say. Like it's like most people are not gonna say shit. I'm like, I agree with all of that. No. So she has shit that she says where I don't agree with her.
Most.
But she got a lot of things that she says where I'm like, she's not lying. She's right. She's correct.
Like what?
I saw a clip going around where she was at a university or something.
Oh, she was in Albany.
She was in Albany.
At Out 518.
At a university, and I think it was LGBTQ, and students were saying, you know, like because of her presence on campus, you know, people are upset, people are this or that. So she's saying, you're upset that a pregnant woman is on campus talking about what I'm talking about, like, put a helmet on.
Oh, she's pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh, good for her.
And then she was saying, you know, some people were saying, like, it's people like you that make trans people feel victimized and commit suicide. And she said, well, studies will show that trans people commit suicide after they transition, not before. So it's pills, it's all other things you can point to, not Candace Owens. She wasn't lying in that. I just think that Candace Owens.
I don't know the study that or where she got her information from.
Well,
so I'm not
the
gonna
dude that
co-sign what she's saying.
the dude that stood up said, well, so and so, however many people commit suicide a year, trans people commit suicide, whatever. And then somebody completely debunked that because they was like, well, by your math, that would mean that 800,000 people, trans people a year commit suicide, and that does not happen. So,
Well, I think for some of the agendas that she spewed out about that community, somebody could feel bullied. I can see that.
like I said, I don't agree with everything she says, but I do think that she says some things. Like, she's one of those people that because you don't agree with one thing she said, people don't like her.
That's a lot of people, though.
And that's crazy to me because
That's why
everybody...
Reddit thinks I fucking love Andrew Tate, and I don't, just because I liked one thing he said once.
Yeah, like some people say certain things, and you're like, okay, I agree with that. And she's just another person to add to the list that people hate that I'm like, well, certain things that she says, I agree and I think is true.
But, all right, you're right. But the issue with Candace doesn't always get down to exactly everything that she says. Because she said a few things before that I've agreed with. I've seen a lot of shit I disagree with. It's how she's being used and what she represents.
True.
That is the real issue. Now, if someone wants to argue with me and say, well, listen to everything she's saying before you make that conclusion, I'd agree with them. But in this case, she is being fed the same right-wing narrative. If she wasn't a black woman, the right would not be fucking with her. They know they can give her these talking points, and it's been clear. She has the same fucking talking points as everyone else on Daily Wire. There's no difference of opinion. They're just using her to say these things because she's a black woman.
It's like what they
so
were trying to do.
they can get some of, because Candace can get off, and I'm stay out of it because it's, you know, how am I going to tell a black person how to talk to black people about black issues? It's not my place to say that. But because of that, a lot of the shit she says is what the right wants to get off, but now they're using a black woman to say it so they can say, how could I be racist? Look at Candace.
So you
like,
feel
it's
like
she's
she's a
being
puppet?
100%.
Yeah, she is.
I think she has probably a few thoughts of her own, but no, I think she's a puppet and I'm not saying the left doesn't have puppets too, but yeah, I think she is a puppet.
And we've discussed even Tucker Carlson at one point. He was a MSNBC more on the left-leaning side. The right wing gave him a bag. All of a sudden, he's Mr. Conspiracy. Wow, they're gonna take our everything. So it's like it's you know, you're compromising for a steady career and a fat check, which I get. It happens a lot in journalism.
I just think it's weird that people, you know, because I look at all these people, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, whoever, and if they say certain things that I agree with, it's like, oh, okay, cool, I agree with that. If they say things I don't agree with, it's like, yo, that's kind of crazy, but cool, get your shit off. I just think it's funny when people totally just throw the person away, like, I don't want to fuck with her, and it's like, so you don't think that she says anything that's right or anything that's intelligent or anything that's like true?
No,
I just think that that's weird when people do that. And to me, that sounds like you are one of those people that are like, okay, you're all the way over there. So if everything a person says doesn't align with what you believe, you don't fuck with them.
But I mean, her, like so many others, attack the left for so much stuff that sometimes I do agree with, but she's just the same as the people she attacks. She just is on the right. Like, they're all puppets. They're all giving us misinformation. They all have agendas. The way she attacks people for having that, I always find very funny because she is very much the exact same thing, just on the other side.
What agenda is she pushing?
The right-wing conservative one.
It's divisiveness and fear-mongering.
Yeah,
that's like
100%.
That's like the consensus of that side of the aisle.
It's all hypocritical on both sides. The way they just make up facts.
Create an uproar.
To scare people. One thing happens in one town and now all Christians are under it.
One trans woman read a book.
You're going to die if you walk outside and believe in Jesus Christ. Like, it's just to scare people.
Well,
and the left does it too. But Candace can't. She's just a hypocrite because she does the same thing the left does.
I'm just glad you said both sides do it. That's all.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You could say the left does it way more. I think everyone's crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know.
All right. Well, I mean, do we have a voicemail or
we do?
Did Drake call us yet?
I wish.
I doubt it.
Word.
You wish Drake called you?
Hell yeah.
Why not?
Why not? We took good for that?
Okay, first of all,
We took good for
we're
a
not
Drake
gonna
phone
act like
call?
if Drake called any of us, we're going to be like, no, wait a minute, I'm busy. We're going to answer the phone.
You don't.
Two
If
separate
anybody calls me, I might answer the phone. I said, do you wish Drake
You never pick
called
up my calls.
I've never wished a man.
Well,
called
I'm
me.
not like it's not like I'm wishing.
Like,
on
that's what
anything.
I'm laughing.
That's what they skip it
So, like,
over.
when
I
you-
didn't say if Drake called me right now, I'm going to answer the phone. I'm not sitting there like, I wish he would call me.
You didn't
like,
look up,
like,
we didn't look up and see a
that.
shooting star.
Yeah, like,
We
what
were
the
like,
fuck is
Like
wrong?
how Rory
Drizzy
wished
calls.
Drake would DM him back.
True.
Like, I'm just waiting for my call, but there
Yeah.
was no like reach out. I don't have access to him directly.
Thank God.
Thank God. Yeah.
Because you would be,
Well,
you
we'll
would
be
be
in
on,
Toronto, so we'll see.
you would be on
That
that
doesn't
list
mean
of
anything.
people that
might run into each
Are
other.
you going to drop a pin in his DMs? Like,
Might
just touch the city boy?
Ew.
Double.
touch his city boy.
pray not.
Isn't he the boy?
Oh my
That's
God.
what you
All
want to
right.
call him, sure.
Think if I told him I'm 25 and hang out with me? Sorry.
See you
Do we have
later.
a voicemail?
Yeah. Okay.
When you hang out with Drake, what do you call him?
Aubrey.
When I hang out with Drake, what do I call him?
Yeah.
Drake.
Okay.
What do you call him?
Drake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've. Yeah,
You never been in like an
I heard
argument?
from a source that everyone calls him the boy in real life.
Oh, I'm the source. I watched it. I was beside myself.
you're saying I'm the source. Yo, I'm the source. It was me.
It was all Toronto people that grew up with him, so who am I to talk? But
The
it was
boy?
just, I don't know. It's funny when you hear like people in like settings not like in a green room, like calling someone the boys.
Has anyone seen the
Just-
boys' cup?
Yes, like it's
hell
funny.
no. Sorry, Rick.
I just can't. I can't do that if I didn't like. If we're not like really close and we didn't grow up together. I can't call you that.
Yo,
That's not for me.
did I ever tell you the sort of palooza we did in Toronto years and years and years ago before Henny Palooza even really popped off? We did a small one in Toronto, and that was the first time I had heard that the boy lingo. This guy came up with a girl, and he wasn't on the list, and he like pulled us closer and said, "That's the boy's ex," and I was like, "What?" That's the boy's ex. I'm like, who the fuck is the boy?
Yeah.
That's Drake's ex. I was like,
Ooh.
okay.
Yeah, congratulations.
Now what?
Stop talking to
There's
him.
tickets over there.
Yeah.
Just purchase a ticket.
Oh, you saying like get
He
her
was
in?
yes, he was trying to.
Oh,
they were trying to get
okay,
in. They
okay,
weren't
okay.
on the list, and he was
Okay.
saying like who she was.
Got you.
That's cool.
Yo, imagine, and it looked like they were probably together.
Yeah.
That's very
Like imagine
Damn, you blocking her blessings.
Word.
of what?
A wristband to get into Duce Palooza.
You didn't let her get a cup of Tuesday.
Can you imagine? Listen, if somebody dates Drake's ex, cool. We all have exes, but imagine like going to a party you're not on the list for, and your stat is that you're dating Drake's ex, and you don't even refer to her as your girl. You refer to her as the boy.
Drake's ex.
Oh, he was dating her when he said that.
They look like they came up
Nah.
together.
Oh, hell no.
They could have been friends.
They
Even
was
worse.
Yeah, Rory. There's no way he has a girlfriend and he's introducing her at a door at a club saying, "Yo, this is Drake's ex."
I'm
That
just
is the
telling you what happened.
That's the crazy. We need to find that.
This
gentleman
isn't
because
embellished at all.
He's going to shoot
This
up a university
That's an
soon.
elite
That's
level of
that's
glazing.
that's psychopathic shit.
I promise I'm not embellishing this at all. That's
I believe
exactly
I'm,
what happened.
I'm willing to say that was just his friend. He's not dating that girl.
They weren't like holding hands or kissing, but you can tell when people's body language like they're together.
I
That's
don't,
probably her manager.
I don't speak body language.
Her manager.
You don't speak body language.
But you like the song "Body Language" by Drake.
Debatable.
I don't
Is there
remember
one?
that song.
No.
Maybe it's the language.
Yeah, it's language. Yeah.
Love that
Bad
record.
body it used to
Yeah.
be.
Ugh.
Freaky man.
What a freak.
I know his body.
Now you're talking about.
Excuse-
Hey.
All right.
All right, let's
Hit
do
it.
it. Please.
You've got mail.
We have a very nice voicemail from Michael. I like this guy
What's
a lot.
up, guys? My name's Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Big fan of the pod, obviously, or I probably wouldn't be subscribed to your Patreon. But anyway, I'm actually calling
Anyway,
for some career advice. So to give you guys some backstory, I am the general manager for a very successful Dairy Queen location. After base salary and profit sharing and bonuses, I'm making just shy of $150,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Midwest, $150,000 a year goes pretty far.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue I'm running into lately is I'm burnt out, you guys. I've been doing this job since I was 15 years old. I'm 32 years old now, and it's all I know. It's all I've ever known in regards to the workforce. But I'm very good at my job.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue, I don't have a college degree to fall back on. So any other job outside of the restaurant industry I take, I'm going to take a significant decrease in pay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to balance, is it worth it or not? Like, do I just stick it out, do what you're good at?
Yep.
But I'm working on average 72 hours a week, and that's like a good week. So that's about 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I don't have time for dating. I don't have time for friends. I don't have time for anything fun. My whole life is work. So if you guys were in my situation, I'm just wondering what you guys would do. Thanks.
We thought Drake had a tough weekend.
He's the Dairy King.
Yeah. It sounds like he needs to, Mike. It sounds like you need to find, what are you passionate about? What are you
Blizzards.
What are some things that you love outside of?
That was great.
I mean, they are.
I mean, he's not wrong.
They are good.
Yeah.
How many times do you think he hits him with the turn?
Yeah, with that
upside down
shit?
trick?
Yeah.
He's like,
Hey, baby, I can do this.
Number one in the Midwest.
I'm pretty sure Mike is really good at making blizzards.
I still go to Dairy Queen on West Side Avenue.
As you should.
But he needs to. It sounds like you need to just find something that you can have fun doing, because this is just work. You need something that is fun for you. I don't know. Maybe get into looking at starting some Dairy Queen trucks or something. I don't know.
What do you mean Dairy Queen trucks?
So like if you take
you want him to find more time
Yeah, to do for
more
Dairy
no,
Queen?
but not him. But I'm just saying, like, he needs to do shit where it's like he can be at the truck for like 3 hours a day and then he's done. Like he needs to sound like he needs to delegate some of his work to other people. It sounds like he just wants to be hands-on with everything.
I think he wants the same pay though.
I also think he's in corporate, so I don't think he wants to be hands-on. I think that's what's required by his role.
Yeah, but you got to put people in play where you don't have to be there 72 hours a week, though. Like,
But
you got to
that-
find some
with
time.
a corporate job, that's not for him to. The budget is with the corporation. He can't choose who to delegate to or to have somebody. Like, he can't do that. That's not.
So he might have to take a step back, maybe take a pay decrease.
Yeah, I'm
I'd
never
take
the
a pay
person-
decrease to have more free time to do other things. 72-hour work week.
It's crazy.
Yeah. He
Like, what do you-
can't date. He said he doesn't date. He doesn't have much of a social life. So he's saying his life is his work. I
Yeah.
don't think there's any amount of money to sacrifice your well-being and hanging out with your friends and family and moving at a
Especially in the
pace.
Midwest.
But
Like, you can he's making a lot of money in the Midwest. Like, his
Yeah,
money
all
can
you need
go-
out there is like $10.
that sounds good on paper. I'm never one of those people that says just quit your job.
No, not
don't
quit.
No,
like,
I'm not saying
no.
quit.
He needs to still work and find a way to cut back some of those hours, or put your head down for a year and a half, 2 years, stack up some money, and then maybe take that risk of quitting your job.
But you don't even need to quit. Look for another job while you have this job. Like,
or to Maul's
maybe
point,
up the
look for.
search.
I know he doesn't have a lot of time, but look for something you're passionate about, and you could stack your money for a few years while you work on passion on the side, and then quit.
his passion's Cold Stone.
Like, he just needs to use the free time he has to figure out what he likes. Maybe it isn't dating right now. Maybe it's something else.
He's young too.
Let's get Mike into the dating scene. He makes $150,000 in the Midwest.
So he's Drake.
He's a
Girls
good
love
catch.
ice cream.
He's a good catch. He knows how to make
Love ice
blizzards.
cream.
He's a good catch.
Mhm.
But he needs to not be in Dairy Queen so much, though. He needs to find a way to get away from that a few more hours out of the week. Have some time for yourself. At least a Saturday. Don't go in.
What do you mean? That's like the most popular time for Dairy Queen.
I love ice
Yeah,
cream.
but I
on
mean, you
Saturdays.
got to have somebody else running the shop.
Y'all really think that man who is making $150,000 a year is in the Dairy Queen making blizzards?
Well,
I'm sure he's had his fair share of them.
management.
He's a
and
top seller.
Working 72 hours, he gets bonuses.
Heavy cream.
Meets marks of how much income. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's at the window.
Yeah, he's not
Like-
the Blizzard guy.
I think he probably started there at 15 and worked his way up.
Mike, fuck it. I'm going to just keep it real, man. Just start selling Coke. You sound like you're great at selling white.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you ain't got to work
I didn't really
72
think about
hours.
that.
You're going to make more than 150 grand. You can make that in one run.
Or, I mean, you could work out of the Dairy Queen.
That's what I'm talking about.
Double up.
Yeah, start selling.
Baggies in the Blizzard.
Start selling Coke through the drive-through.
Yeah.
Still hit him
And then
with one
some
of
people
these.
will wonder, why was that Blizzard $110?
Yeah,
Coke in it.
yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Hey, you had a Blizzard. You had a Blizzard with Coke.
That's a Blizzard.
There you go. Start selling drugs, Mike. So good.
No,
Yeah.
but really, I think he should just focus for a year or two, stack his money, and if he wants to quit at that point, quit.
But don't quit with no.
Yeah, you got to have
Resolve.
a
Yeah,
you gotta
take,
have a
take
plan.
those 2
Open a
years
job
to
hunt.
try to find other shit.
That's
in
a
the free
great.
time
It's
you
a
have.
great problem to have, though, Mike. You
Yeah.
have a successful business. You're making a lot of money. You're not getting no pussy, so that sucks. But,
I mean,
you
it
know,
does suck. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
you-
cutting cost on condoms. So there's that. Yeah.
You know what he could do as a new career? Since he doesn't have much free time, but he does have money, he could do those dating sites that get you onto like 90 Day Fiance.
Mhm.
Like he should be looking in third world countries for a wife to bring over here. She wouldn't work, obviously,
Tax write off.
and she'd just be there,
To
blow
service.
him whenever he wants. And then they get on the reality show and he can quit his job and just do 3 seasons of 90 Day Fiance.
Mhm.
Now he's a reality star.
You
And he
thought
has a
about
wife.
You thought
And he's done with Dairy Queen.
Reality star today, White House in
Tomorrow.
5 years.
100%.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I love it.
Good for Mike.
Good job, Mike.
Go, Mike.
That was
Rooting
the
for you, buddy.
Clintons' exact journey.
He has a president named too, Michael. That's a president.
Michael from the Midwest. That's a presidential resume.
That's a
Midwest
definite
man named
He's on his
Michael.
way.
Midwest Mike.
Started from the bottom. Now he's all the way up at the
Midwest
Oh, yeah.
Mike.
What's more American than serving ice cream?
Word.
bootstrap
Damn.
community
Yeah.
eat him up.
It's the
bootstrap.
bootstrap community.
No, you definitely got it by the bootstraps for sure.
What's your guys' favorite ice cream flavors?
Cookie dough. I'm a cookie dough guy.
Rocky Road.
I like cookies and cream.
Okay.
Fuck you laughing at Rocky Road for?
You know what used to be really good that I was surprised that I liked? Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream.
Oh,
Oh, that's
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
Love
I was surprised I liked that flavor as much as I did. That shit was crazy. And somebody like had it in the fridge. I was like, coffee ice cream?
You look like a rum raisin.
He was like, you don't even understand.
Did they also have the coffee Patron in their freezer?
Excuse
God,
me?
no.
Oh my God.
How people like
Oh,
that is beyond me.
But it's not. That's not like you're not supposed to like make that as like a
No, it's supposed to be
shot.
a flavor.
Yeah,
but as a
it's like-
kid, you don't know
it's a
that.
liqueur.
It's so
That's
As a kid, you shouldn't be drinking Patron.
I
Yeah.
don't mean a kid. I mean like when you're 21 years old.
Oh.
Like
I get it. The boy, the kid.
You know what I saw for the first time in maybe 10 years
Hypnotic.
in North Carolina. Honey Jack.
Really? They still sell that here.
When I tell you, I almost threw up just at the sight of it. I was like, I thought they banned this.
Talk
from the
about
country.
syrup.
I don't have a weak stomach, but if you want to see me throw up, put some 99 bananas on the table.
Ugh.
I think they recalled that.
I will
that was
fucking
discontinued.
puke all over this
I
studio.
don't even know.
But I thought
how-
Honey Jack was
Like a
too.
vodka
We used to
thing.
guzzle. Honey.
99
Oh,
bananas is the
ugh.
worst shit in the fucking world.
Some Pinnacle.
Nah, Bacardi Limon.
That was lit.
Nah, I was
All those like fake flavorings. are
Lemon.
always nasty.
Lemon.
Lemon.
What's your favorite ice cream?
Bacardi
Demaris?
lemon.
My favorite ice cream would probably be black cherry.
What the fuck?
What are you, Kendrick?
Black cherry.
What are you, Kendrick?
Black cherry ice cream should be banned in every country.
I didn't even know they sold it.
Black
Where does
cherry.
one get that?
Yeah,
I heard
where you
of
get
black
that from?
cherry soda. Black cherry ice cream.
Try
Who
it.
makes that? Haagen-Dazs?
Try it.
I mean, I think
No,
they do.
definitely an off-brand.
Briars? Who
I mean,
makes
I don't
that?
even make
That's
that.
definitely like
That's
a
definitely Acme brand.
That's like a blue-
Syracuse.
that's like
exclusive.
bluebird. That's like
Bad black cherry
Bunny?
ice creams.
Yeah.
that's like
And-
Blue Bunny, right?
Yeah.
Ain't no Blue Bunny. Black cherry is good. Yeah.
That's gelato,
Talenti
though.
makes one. They make great ice cream.
It's gelato.
Talenti.
Yes. So actually what I eat a lot now is Talenti has the raspberry.
That's my shit.
Yeah, I eat that. The Roman raspberry. I don't really like ice cream anymore because I'm getting Mal. What you said about dairy fucking me up as I get older, you jinx me.
Yeah, you old.
Literally, when I first got this job, I was like, no, I can eat dairy. Like, dairy did not fuck with me. And you was like, watch, you getting old and dairy gonna start fucking with you.
Mhm.
Now,
Griping,
Look at you
bubbling.
in the toilet.
Look at you.
Bubbling.
Look at you.
Going there. I remember the first time I had a stomach ache from eating dairy, nigga. I went in the bathroom with a full outfit on. I came out with my clothes folded in my hand. I had
Oh
to
my
get
gosh.
butt ass naked. Like, you ever take a shit and you get hot? I was sweating and shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck? That's when I knew I can't do
So
dairy.
you
the
became vegan.
type of stomach cramps I was having.
I thought
like,
my appendix bust one time
Damn.
because I only had heard about the pain,
Mhm.
and I thought I had gas.
Yeah.
I had
Help,
gas so
jeez.
bad from eating ice cream. I was like, yo, my appendix is. I'm dying.
Imagine black cherry ice cream exploding your appendix. I would call you pussy.
Yeah.
You'd be pussy at
It's
that
not
point.
it's not the flavor. It's the fucking.
That's like when
dairy.
Lil Xan got sent to the hospital for eating hot Cheetos.
That's it.
Was
I
that
can
true?
understand that though.
It's a real thing that actually happened.
How much?
Probably
How
like-
much did he eat?
Yeah, how much did he eat?
It was like a bag or it wasn't a lot.
Jesus.
It was just like a.
Weak ass
I
stomach.
guess it fucked his stomach up.
would you guys be willing to do the one chip challenge?
I
Nope.
think those are banned now.
What's that?
It's basically like a really,
Not
really
doing none of that
hot
stupid
single
shit.
chip.
That all these incels do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn. Why you
Damn,
showing your
incel.
fan base?
The
What?
fuck?
I mean, that's my fan base is incels. Damn, I didn't know we had incels that listen.
Yeah, what the
I don't
fuck
even know what an
wrong with you?
incel is.
You don't know what an incel is?
No, it's like a cell in your body.
Ugh.
No, it's like a group
Cells
of
incels.
guys that can't get attention from women. They can't have sex. So
It's like
they
the
kinda-
onset school shooter resume.
Got you. Okay. We may have some of those fans.
Onset.
I hope not. Stop listening. If you're an incel.
They said Drake's album should have been called For All the Incels.
Yeah.
Nah, that album
That's
definitely
the
for
complete
niggas to get
opposite.
pussy.
Yeah, that album's for niggas
Well, I
that,
just saw it as
that got women problems and they kind of dogging women out. That's what that's for.
Julian, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Ooh.
Vanilla, obviously.
No, I liked fuck you. Fuck you.
You look like
That's underrated.
you look
and I
like you like
that.
a pistachio.
vanilla.
You look like you like pistachio.
Pistachio.
Or like mint chocolate chip.
Yeah, you look like
when I was a kid, that was my favorite. Mint
Yeah,
chocolate.
you
it
look
out.
like a mint.
Mint chocolate
As a
chip.
When I was a kid. Yes, a kid. Why is that bad? It's mint and ice cream. It's just delicious.
What kid
Like a
likes
York
mint?
patty.
What kid
But
likes
frozen.
peppermint?
It's a tasty treat.
No kids like peppermint.
You definitely ate
What?
Mint? kids like chocolate. Kids like strawberry. Kids like fucking sprinkles.
Chocolate's in the name of the mint chocolate.
No,
chip.
no, no.
but the mint,
You can't
the
get
big
to the
mint.
chocolate chip before you pass the mint, though. That's
You
the
get,
point.
you get chocolate in every bite.
Yeah, but that mint, though, that mint is the aftertaste. That's what stays on the tongue and it clears your
I
sinuses.
feel like only
You
like
start smelling peppermint.
45 divorcees like that. Type of
Mint
shit.
ice, that's like what your grandmother has in the freezer when it's like,
Were you going through
No,
something?
that's white
Nah.
grandmas. Black grandmas have butter pecan.
Were you smoking a
grandmother's
cigarette when
got
you walked
collard
up to
greens
order
in the
that?
freezer.
Cookie butter's good. Underrated now.
Cookie butter's good.
Cookie butter is solid as a base because then you can just kind of. I had ice cream over the weekend. I was gonna send a photo to you, Mal.
You went on ice cream?
Why
date?
would you?
It's a
Yeah,
wild.
wait, why are we?
Hey,
why
I
are we
would've
gonna
And to
block-
think of Maul when
I would have blocked you if you fucking sent me.
I
a
was gonna
fucking-
post it on my story.
my
and tag
flow?
Mal.
Damn.
well, for all the incels and non-incels, ice cream eaters and non-ice cream eaters, we will be in Toronto, ironically,
Hey.
this week.
Woo!
October 12th, we will be at the Danforth Music Hall,
Mm.
which I'm told is like a rite of passage for Toronto.
Nice.
What do you mean?
It's like it's almost,
It's like Sony Hall.
you're like an SOBs to some degree.
Oh,
That's
okay.
where everyone goes for like their first show in Toronto. It's a rite of passage. That
Okay.
Everyone's performed there, and that made me.
So
You
this
guys
is,
gonna check in with the boy?
this is our SOBs.
Yeah, I guess so.
What?
No, this is our SOBs was funny.
Are you gonna reach out to the boy or any of his
Yeah.
exes?
You gotta check in.
Any of his exes? No.
They live in Texas.
I might hit him. I don't think he's gonna be in town though. I think he's leaving once the tour ended. I think
He wouldn't go to his
Oh,
home.
you got his routing?
no. I think that he's just towards ended. He would probably go on vacation though.
You wouldn't want to be home?
I would
Not
if I'm
really.
Drake.
for like a week at least. You'll
I
like,
would-
sit at your
yeah.
house.
Sure.
Sure, but I would probably I have a house in somewhere else too, not just Toronto.
That's a good point.
I mean, but he's back to the 6th. That's what he said.
Yeah, I gave y'all the album. I was home. Gave y'all the shows, 2 shows back to back. Now I'm gonna go. It's kind of cold, getting chilly. I'm gonna go sit on the beach, get some sun, get some water.
Remember when Kanye went to Chicago and said, "I'm never going to leave Chicago for the rest of my life," and then he left that afternoon?
Hasn't been back since. Hasn't been back since.
We'll also be in Los Angeles November 5th, London November 17th,
Julep might.
back in New York December 1st.
Get your tickets. Come kick it. We're gonna have some fun. Give out some merch. Sell some merch. Hopefully, I think they're gonna like the merch that we have.
Yeah, I think it's great. Pray for my safety in the 6th. I don't think I said anything too disrespectful, but you never know.
You said men should have chopped his album in half, bro.
Okay, I don't think that was that crazy.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Why are you trying to start shit?
Nothing wrong with it.
Damn.
But yeah, I am looking forward to these shows. Get to see the people. Have some fun. And yeah, get your tickets. NewRoryNMal.com.
Tiki Wikis.
Exclusive
And we'll
teas.
see y'all soon. Let's have some fun. Let's talk some shit. Let's break up some couples.
I don't gotta see y'all for a week. I'm gonna miss y'all.
No, you're not.
Any hot takes before we close?
Hot takes?
Oh,
I
God.
think in 2 years when Drake comes back to give us music, he's gonna say he felt really uninspired when For the Dogs came out.
No.
Does Drake have a dog? Does he have a pet?
I'm sure he does.
Probably.
Do the women count?
No. That
No.
was a good job, though.
Oh. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm viral.
Oh, my God. All right, let's go.
We'll talk to y'all soon.
Wait, I do have one last hot take question. We don't have to dive into it. I just want to see what your yes or no answer. Does Rocky have to see Drake?
For that?
Some wild things to say to you, girl.
Kind of, yeah.
And yeah, I think that if they didn't already, they have to have a face to face. Just them two.
Yeah.
I didn't think that that was kind of a shocking to hear Drake talk like that. Actually, now that I think about it, about Ree.
I thought it was kind of whack. I don't know if there's been stuff behind the scenes that Rihanna has said or done
that
to
we
him.
don't know about.
It felt unnecessary, and it felt like you started.
Well, no,
saying,
not
they think
unnecessary
I'm
because
not
we don't
over
know
you,
what happened.
and then went on to tell us how much he wasn't over it.
Well, that's that's what we do though. I don't fuck with her. Yo, you seen her? She was out there. Why you hit my line asking me if she was at that party? Like, don't do that. You
I
said
think-
you ain't fuck with her no more.
I think it was misplaced shock value, and I don't think it went the way Drake thought it was going to go.
Drake doesn't need shock value.
That was shock value.
I think that
Saying Rihanna's sex was whack.
Yeah, that's kind of whack.
But I don't think he
that's not even
said
kinda
that.
like, that's
I don't
whack.
think he said that for shock value though. That's my thing. If you take it as shock value, then yeah, but I don't think that's how he meant it. I think he may have said it like at the end of the day, he's like, let me stop. And he was like, nah, fuck that. Like he went back in. Like I think he was just like
Being a cornball.
He said I could have went in more on this album, but I didn't. Like he referred to like a lot of shit. Now again, I don't know if that's all just about Ree.
He went in on Rihanna, and
On that song,
it went
yeah.
weird.
But I'm saying on the album, other songs.
If Rocky and Rihanna were sending shots at Drake, cool. Say what you want. I don't care.
But
at that
even
point.
the hairstyle kind of, I think even the clips, like the hair clips, didn't Rocky post a photo like that? With like hair clips
Oh,
and
I mean,
shit?
he's been, yeah.
So I was like looking at that. I thought it was kind of like a play on. I don't know. I didn't think that it would be some real smoke between them.
Why rehash that? That's the thing, because they did have a little thing before, but now now they're married, but like they're so past to that. Why make that a thing
why
again?
It's weird. Something had to have happened
that we don't know
behind the
about?
scenes.
Yeah.
It felt
To go that in for something that, like, are you replying to the internet saying you're not over her? Because I haven't seen Rihanna or Rocky say a word.
yeah.
but-
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like Rocky might have to go to the 6. He come to
I
our
think
show.
you want to go there to see him, but you don't want to go there to step to him. But I mean, I think at some point they're gonna have to like have a real face-to-face man conversation.
So like nobody's gonna call out that that's corny. Like
I thought it was corny.
No,
to say that she had
We also
the
have
box was whack.
no, just to like do that, like to go like y'all don't think that that's Rory said it's corny, but Mal, you don't think that that's corny?
To say her sex was whack? Yeah, I would
corny as
never
fuck.
say that. I would never put that in the album like about a girl, especially not Rihanna. Like I wouldn't do
She
that.
got kids.
Yeah,
She's way
two
past
kids.
it. She's a billionaire.
I just wouldn't do that. That's me. And then I don't know what happened, what was said, what he felt like was directed towards him. Me personally, I would never talk about no woman I've ever been with like that. That's just me.
Especially Rihanna, if you had.
Oh God.
But God bless.
And do we think it's mid?
I personally, I don't think so, but
You willing to find out?
I don't think I'll ever find out. So, I mean, who am I to say if it's whack or not? But it wouldn't be.
Fuck it.
I
SZA
guess-
said nigga was number 3. Fuck it. Read mid. This is where we at now. SZA can say homie's number 3. Why? You know what I mean? Yo, she
My
mid.
homie isn't Rihanna.
I'm just saying though. We don't know who homie is.
You told me a story that popped back up in my head when Drake said it was mid,
What story?
where I kind of believe him. I don't want to say it on the microphone.
Patreon.
Oh, I mean, no, but that doesn't. Anyway,
Yeah.
Tell us off air.
we'll talk to y'all soon. Actually, let's finish that conversation on Patreon.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, cool.
NewRoryNMal.